This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool, so the more players, the more money there is to win. Once enough players join, the race is on. Races last just a couple of minutes and are fully automated. Rush Lane is driven by our unique physics-based randomness engine. Starting positions, track segments, and traps are all randomly generated, and we've tested over 10,000 races to ensure no player has any advantage over another. Cheer on your racer as they scream down the winding city streets and through mysterious alternate worlds filled with dangerous traps and pitfalls. The first player to cross the finish line wins the biggest share of the prize pool. But don't worry, the top few finishes are also in the mix to win. The exact number of winners will change depending on how many players were in the race. The more players, the more winners. Rush Lane is live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can jump into the action anytime you want. Good luck out there, racers. Only on Rivalry.com.
Three, two, one.
This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool, so the more players, the more money there is to win. Once enough players join, the race is on. Races last just a couple of minutes and are fully automated. Rush Lane is driven by our unique physics-based randomness engine. Starting positions, track segments, and traps are all randomly generated, and we've tested over 10,000 races to ensure no player has any advantage over another. Cheer on your racer as they scream down the winding city streets and through mysterious alternate worlds filled with dangerous traps and pitfalls. The first player to cross the finish line wins the biggest share of the prize pool. But don't worry, The top few finishes are also in the mix to win. The exact number of winners will change depending on how many players were in the race. The more players, the more winners. Rush Lane is live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can jump into the action anytime you want. Good luck out there, racers. Only on Rivalry.com.
Phew, barely made it. Oh, no!
Freeze! There's no escape!
Damn it, no ammo.
Stay there, I say! Surrender! This time luck isn't on your side!
Let's check it out.
Shit!
What the hell is that?
Oh crap!
You missed, motherfucker! What the fuck is going on?
Wow, this must be my lucky day. The link is in the description box.
And ayun, hello and welcome back to the official Filipino broadcast ng IEM Rio 2022. Ako nga pala si Sneaky Frog. Kasama ko si Choco. Nagbabalik na naman tayo sa ating best of threes finally. Nasasawa na ako sa best of one. Nasasawa na ako sa limang vertigo even though we are probably gonna see it dito sa matchup natin. Pero yun na ka. Enough of the best of one, pare. Enough of that luck. Ayoko kasi ng luck. Ayoko ng luck based except kung Rivalry.com of course. Siyempre Rivalry.com, pare. Ang tawag dito, rivalry.com/tuponwxe. I have to remember that again. Up to $200 deposit bonus or 11K na yata by this point dito sa Pilipinas. And magbibet tayo dito sa ating game. And of course, we go to our classic, pare. The second round pistol. Ano kaya?
Wala ako. Pinagbabasehan ko yung stats dito ng Heroic kasi ewan ko kung ano tong nasa stats site natin, yung HLTV. Ano siya eh. 100% win rate. Feeling ko Heroic to, second pistol round.
Oh,
Feeling
Heroic.
Yes.
Second pistol. Nako po. I mean, your feeling mo dito sa second pistol has been right now for the past few days. And the odds are of course equal pagdating dito sa ating second round pistol. And mukhang walang lopsided masyado dito sa ating matchup, pare. I mean, that's really for a good reason kasi dalawang teams na to, they are storied. Siyempre itong Cloud9 formerly of another organization na nanalo na rin sila ng medyo madami-dami, even reaching the number 1 status dito sa ating HLTV. And of course, Heroic with the same thing as well. Naging number 1 sila dito sa HLTV pero nanggaling nga yun sa ating online era, but they transitioned well dito sa ating current LAN era meron dito. But they haven't really won, anything na significant siguro na pwede nating kunan dito sa ating LAN era pagdating sa dalawang teams natin. So I would say they're kind of like two teams on the same boat dito sa ating matchup. But it seems like itong Cloud9, great recovery galing sa Challenger Stage, Choco. Galing silang 0-2, then pinanalo nila lahat ng mapa nila. They did not drop a map dun sa kanilang mga best of threes. Ngayon, natalo nila yung FaZe, natalo nila yung Navi, 2 Titans, pare, natalo nila para mapunta sila dito sa 2-0 status sa ating major. But of course, let us not forget itong Heroic. They did beat itong Outsiders and Fnatic, who itong Outsiders of course have been on fire for the past few games, and nakakatalo nga nila dito sa Team Spirit. Of course, medyo na-cut off kasi medyo nagloko yata yung nangyari kanina kasi pati ako nagulat sabi, what? Sino na yung panalo dito? Pero halata naman it was gonna be Outsiders of course with that long push. Pero Choco, what's your feeling man dito sa ating dalawang teams, man? Kasi itong Heroic, siyempre hindi pa natin nakita. Hindi sila dumaan ng Challenger Stage. Of course, dumiretso na sila dito sa ating Legend Stage. Itong Cloud9, they had to fight from the beginning.
Cloud9 is the next
Wait
special
lang.
matchup we
Before you
got, and
answer
the
that
winner
question,
will
if
make
you
it
want
through to the arena to the playoff stage. Now, going back to those online era, when you guys came up, right, you guys started to show us that you guys can compete at the very best. There was a lot of back and forth between you two. But is this still a rivalry? Do you consider it a rivalry matchup?
I mean, I think it's hard to say so, especially when we haven't played each other. You know, we've kind of avoided each other. When we had a good tournament, they've had a bad one, and we had a bad one, they've had a good one. So we haven't played each other. You know, like we played them once, and that was when Stown wasn't there. And it's crazy to think because, we all remember the Pro League final and kind of the rivalry that was established back then. So I think it's going to be one hell of a match to finally play them on LAN.
Definitely one that we want to have on stage as well, for sure. So this is going to be nice. But I also want to ask about the fact Cloud9, they've been here a little bit earlier, right? They got to play through the challenger stage. And just what do you make of them and their performance so far? Do you think they can be a test? Because it's kind of relying on Shiro. Axel's just starting to power up.
Yeah, I mean, the first stage of the tournament, like you said, the challenger stage, it looked super shaky. But looking at the legend stage so far, you know, they took down Navi and they took down FaZe. And if they take down us, I think it's one of the best Swiss runs that anyone has ever done. That would be super impressive. But they've shown signs of strengths, but they've definitely also shown signs of weaknesses. So yeah, we're hoping to exploit that.
You got a way to exploit that?
You bet.
Good luck, man. Thank you very much.
Oh! Nako po! Wrong hand, pare! Nako po, wrong hand, Mr. IGL of Heroic. Hindi si James may kasalanan ng pare. O, lahat ng sisi dito kay Kadian. Ano mo naman, Kadian? Uncoordinated outside of the game, coordinated inside, of course. One of the best clutches of the year yung ginawa niya dito nga sa ating Mirage. But it seems like he cannot do a simple handshake, which is worrying para dito sa side ng Heroic. And it seems like, wait lang, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mukhang kulang ng isa ang Cloud9 dito. Medyo late yata yung mag-act as the T para sa isang player natin dito. And kompletong-kompleto naman ang ating Heroic. Of course, we go into Vertigo. My God, man. Ilang Vertigo na to?
I don't know, parang naka-anim na yata tayo na Vertigo. Ever since nag-start tayo dito sa sa Rio, I think from co-caster ba kita nung sa Road to Rio din? Parang hindi yata 1 or 2 games lang. Tapos most of them was si Dad na pati si si solo rank. Pero here nung sa sa Rio Challengers pati sa Legends, I think this is our 6th na so hindi naman ako nagsasawa sa Vertigo kasi I think it's a very fun map para sa akin kasi kababalik ko lang sa sa CSGO scene. It's really interesting to see yung mga bait and switch na plays na ginawa ng Furia from the last time and then yung mga comeback plays katulad ng ginawa ng Big. So yun nga. Hindi ako magsasawa dito. Ikaw, I think siguro kasi Vertigo might be your 3,000th map siguro, 4,000 map.
I just want to see
sa akin 60.
Something else, pare. I want to see more Nuke. Kasi Nuke, I miss casting Nuke, pare. Kasi it's kind of like Vertigo. Pero mas close siguro yung location. Less likely na makuhulog ka from the side of a building kasi nga grounded ka nga dito sa ating lupa, as you would say. Pero yun nga, we're not seeing Nuke at all dito sa ating best of 3 because Heroic, of course, 86% win rate across 7 maps. So, of course, tamang iwas lang pagdating doon sa mga malalakas na maps dito ng Heroic. And speaking of Heroic, mukhang nasa city side ang simulan nila dito. Cloud9 on that T side. Cloud9 on T side dito sa Vertigo, pare, as of the recent games na nakita natin, they're not too bad.
That is very true. Cloud9 know how to hold their fort in a lot of their city-sided maps. Pero dito tayo magkakaalaman. Slowly but surely, Cloud9 is pushing forward and Tessus will get the first blood. Hobbit and Axile, makakahanap sila ng 2 kills. And mind you guys, gumawa na isang very good circus plays si Axile about 2 or 3 days ago dun sa ating mapa of I think that was Mirage. And hopefully makita ulit tayo ng mga highlight plays katulad nun dito. But as of the moment, Heroic, medyo delicate ang pwesto nila. They're trying to go for a lurk play with Kajan. He does get Shiro in the process, equalizing the numbers, 3 versus 3. Pero dito pa rin si Hobbit. He manages to go for the trades. The jiggle peaks are good, but Kajan was much better. Versus 2 situation, C4 has been deployed. Shush, magbaback off muna. Hindi niya kaya itong 1 versus 1 na to.
Oh, pero yun yan, you might be speaking a little bit too soon, Mr. Choco. It seems like he did get the one kill dito sa ating side. Pero yun na nga, dire-diretso dito si Zeus. Why are you running, my friend? It seems like you are acting na walang headset itong si Habit, pare. He is gonna hit that 9 times out of 10 dito sa ating tournament. And Cloud9, they take first blood. Itong initial fight na nakita natin sa A-Ram, pare, heroic yung nasa isip na they're like, meron kaming 3-stack setup dito sa A-Ram. Tapos biglang si Habit umakyat dito sa may sandbags. Tapos nakakuha sila ng dalawa. And the plan just fell apart. KDN trying to see if he can get the flank going. I think nakakuha siya ng isa dito kay Axile, but it did not matter. C9 already had control of the site. Separated yung dalawang CTs natin, so they cannot go for a 2-man push dito sa ating isang player. Not the best scenario for a pistol round clutch. Pero Cloud9, I mean, they played the situation well dito sa ramp, pare.
That is very true. Cloud9, yeah, it's a very fast push. Kaso heroic, medyo naging shaky din sila sa kanilang pag-hold ng angles. Lalo na dito sa may ramps. Pati dito sa sa may cons. Kasi I believe there were 2 players na na-eliminate agad dito ni Kajan. And that just gave a lot of space for Cloud9 to just push forward. Ang problema nga lang is masyadong nagutom si Shush and he got eliminated in the end. Right now, heroic, hindi sila nagbibigay masyado ng space. They know that they are at a gun disadvantage. A lot of shots going through all of these penable walls. Pero wala silang makahanap na masyadong kills. Only some chip damage. Pero it's still a good situation for them. Magandang angle to. Galing kay Tesses. Kaso bakit ganun? Napatay pa rin siya ni Shiro with the 180. Hindi naman 180 pero that flick was able to seal 1 kill for them. So 4 versus 5.
He's got that cracked kid reactions, pare, no? Yung parang isang damage pa lang yung nakuha mo sa kanya dito, tapos biglang nakaikot na pala siya. Did get his crosshair set. An instant headshot dito kay Tesses. Took him a bit to react though from those shots, but he did get the shot anyways. Numbers advantage para dito sa side ng Cloud9. Shiro, 3 HP. Pasa mo na yung galil mo, pare, kasi mukhang mas kailangan pa na isa mong member dito na si Nafani or si Inters, but it seems like itong si Inters and si Nafani, they want to opt in for the farm instead. Heroic, magre-retake pa kayo dito. I think they're just gonna opt in para mag-save dito ang kanilang mga Deagles para meron at least pang-eco dito sa ating next round. Para may pang-damage dito sana sa economy. And that plan went down in the dumps, pare. And you can say that the toilet is right behind them, pare, and sorting down the drain para dito sa Heroic. They try to save, pero Inters, akala ko magta-turn pa ng corner dito si Inters to try and get one more, but up. It all fell apart para dito sa Heroic, pare. That was a force buy, and yun dapat yung magdadala sa kanila to at least to have some firepower dito sa ating next round. Tapos, ayun lang, naubos sila dun. Someone was crawling pala dito sa base.
Oo nga, hindi na binigay ni Shiro yung baril niya kasi may iba siyang plano, which is yung exit frags para lang para ma-secure yung economy nila ng Cloud9 going on to the next round. Heroic though playing a bit dito, not really anticipating yung mga exit frags dito, and they just let themselves get killed. Very unfortunate for Heroic so far. Pero ang maganda doon is pwede na sumipa yung max loss bonus in the next few rounds. So magkakaroon sila ng enough economy para lang ma-equalize siguro yung rounds, makahabol sila ng isa or ng dalawa. Pero yung mga ganun klase mga exit frags, dapat anticipated na yun, lalo na kung magko-call kayo ng save. Kasi sayang yung mga Deagles nyo. It's still a strong weapon at certain range. And pag maganda yung mga one dig na makukuha ng Heroic, pwede pa nilang maswing yung momentum sa side nila, men.
Yeah, and hindi lang para like, even if matalo sila dito sa ating next round, pag may nakuha silang 1 or 2 kills with those digs, pwede may libre sana silang AK-47, may libre sana silang Galil that they could give to 1 or 2 of these players and could ease up itong economy ng Heroic sana. Pero Axile, maybe a bit too aggressive for his liking. Pero Habit, naghahanap na nga ng mga players dito sa mid. He wants that Mac 10 to go ROI. And may kita ba natin? Yup, that's gonna be one. Jappy is gonna go down. But the rest of the heroic force, naku po, wag ka na mag-nade. Mac 10 mo na yan. Wag ka na mahiya, Mr. Habit. Just finally taking him down. Meron sila Mac 10 dito. Shiro with the MP9. Naku po, that is not even a T-side weapon, my friend. Napulot na nga ito kanina. And he's just gonna farm much more. Tessis is gonna go down. Cloud9 gonna get a whole lot of money. And dinrap niya pa nga, man. He does not want the MP9 going into the hands of the CTs. Kasi napaka-dangerous na weapon na yan pagdating dito sa city side, especially pag naghahawa ka na angle. And I think mag-upgrade dito si Shiro, pare, lalabas na ba yung AVP?
Most likely. Pero naintindihan ko din you need to drop your lesser guns dahil makaka-match up mo na is better rifle. Sabi mo, napulot lang niya yung MP9, madumi na. Siguro, germaphobe siya. So, kailangan talaga niyang iba to yung lesser gun talaga. But now, it is gonna be the buy round for Heroic. Still 3 points up dito ang Cloud9. Very rich in terms of economy. Ang dami rin nilang mga utilities sa pwede paglalaroan dito. Son, pushing dito sa ating smoke, pero hindi. Sumusubok lang siya sa smoke bank. Hihintayin niya kung makakabingo siya dito na isang player natin from Cloud9. But so far, Cloud9 not pushing yet dahil alam nila, nire-respeto nila itong smoke na to. They cannot push or else matatalo sila sa kanilang hyper-aggression dito, men.
Is true. Ay, naku po. Axile, always the victim of unfortunate circumstance dito sa B-side, pare. Pagpasok ka ng B, 100 HP pa siya. Paglabas ng B, 29. 82 lang dito kay Josh. Not the best trade, to say the least. No, hindi ko siya pia dito, that's for sure. Pero Teses with a very, very close angle. Pag nakita yung ulo dito ni Nafani, that could be a free kill for the rifler dito ng Heroic. Pero si KDN pala yun, nasa smoke bank dito, Habit. He knows a bit too much about this era position, pero Teses with the potential of a really big play. That's one, that's two. Pero kaya niya ba kumuha ng tatlo? Mukhang hindi. Mr. Hobbit saves the day once again para dito sa Cloud9. And Josh and Jabby looking for the defense dito sa A site. Mukhang naka-rotate na kasi Josh dito pabalik ng B. I think alam ng Heroic that this is gonna be a B take, pero Josh, you're gonna have to have your own heroic play dito sa ating B side. He does get itong si Axile, pero bumalik sa dito sa may aircon area natin. Smoke para makakross yung isang player na Fanny with a quick trade and biglang naging 1v1. Let's see what the IGL can do. Both young players, but one is smarter than the other. But who is gonna take the 1v1? Jabby dito sa smoke, pero the Fanny with the big play. Nako po, mukhang narinig niya nga si Jabby dito. Clink clank goes the metal, and it seems like you will say goodbye to Jabby. Yung barrel mo nasa first floor na. 4-0 para dito sa ating Cloud9.
Napa-usual not pass yung Cloud9 dun sa may A-ramps. Kaso nandun pa rin si Habit para lang ay pag-trade. The damage was good para dito kay Teses. Kaso hindi niya kaya mag-flick ng ganun kabilis. Ay, may tao rin pala sa likod dito ni Teses. That's why Hobbit was able to make the trade happen. Pero yun nga, yung 1v1 situation na Fanny. Pati si Jabby. Maganda yung wrap around din na Fanny. Ang iniisip ni Jabby is baka bumaba. Baka pumunta pa sa likod ng mga boxes dito si Nafani. Pero hindi. Nautakan talaga ni Nafani. Going through the smoke and then waiting for the right moment na magkamali talaga yung last player ng Heroic. And yeah, just reaping the rewards. Cloud9 get into 4 points. Right now, again, very low ang economy dito ng Heroic. They only have pistols and 1 M4. Isang hero buy dito kay Shush. Mukhang babawi yata dito ang ating kaibigan. If he gets 1 or 2 kills, nakuha na niya yung value ng gun na yon, but it is gonna be a very hard 1 or 2 kills, man.
And quick shoutout dito kay Leslie Viloria. Salamat sa stars, boss. Arking. I don't do shoutouts much, no, pero syempre nag-send siya ng stars. Pero, speaking of the stars, it seems like Heroic, makakita sila ng mga between dito. 3 is instantly down para sa side nila. Heroic, what can you do, my friend? Naubos na naman kayo dito. Teses with the M4, si Axile acting as the Grim Reaper para dito sa Cloud9, and dire-diretso lang sa smoke. He did not even plant the bomb, pare. Cloud9 wants to send a message dito sa Heroic that you are not gonna breathe dito sa Vertigo. T-side pa lang, ganito lang kalakas ang Cloud9. And etong si Habit, pare, already fragging this much is really helping itong Cloud9. Mukhang gusto na talagang umabot dito sa ating champion stage.
Yeah, gusto rin yata dito ng Cloud9 going 2-0 ang ating match points or ang ating match up. Kasi ang ganda rin ng pag-switch up ng mga strategy nila. For the past 3 rounds, mabagal yung takbo nila. And then bigla nilang tinapakan yung gas pedal, bigla nilang inarangkado yung kanilang mga sasakyan. And then sinagasaan yung players natin from Heroic. Although it was understandable dahil mababa yung economy ng Heroic for round number 5. Meron lang silang mga pistols, M4. They don't want to risk na yung mabagal na plays and then isa-isa sila ma-pick off. Instead, Cloud9 just push forward and also get a very spicy kill gamit yung isang grenade just to clear out all those common angles ng Heroic. Now, Cloud9, they just need to maintain this They just need to maintain this momentum and baka maulit lang yung mga previous round natin. Right now, Heroic looking like na-anticipate nila itong slow push galing sa players natin from C9, pero dito si Nafani slowly moving forward. Teses, he's not making the right read. Kiniklear pa rin niya itong part dito ng cons. Here comes the peak and Teses wins it out.
Nako po, tinamaan ng Ferrari pick itong si Nafani. He had a really good position, no? Nandun na yung crosshair. Pero mukhang tumigin siya sa minimap for like 1 second, then biglang nag-swing dito si Teses. Reaction time check, kumbaga, ang nakita natin dito. Habit, onting distraction dito sa ating A site, pero papunta na yata ng B. Etong Cloud9, a different idea. But can he make the disruption happen? Nandun pa sila. Actually, they really want to hit ang site na to, pero hindi pa nila mahanap dito si Teses. Teses on 42 HP. Smoke bang? Not gonna be good. Nade, nako po, tinapon na. Sakto dito kay Boss Teses after 2 AKs and a grenade. Namatay na siya finally. And 30 seconds na lang natitira. Heroic, meron pa silang 4 na players dito. Cloud9, if they can find one. Pero si Javi naka MP9 lang. Oh, the timing galing dito kay Axile. And they are gonna swing with their lurker dito sa A side. Huwag kayo magsaswing na masyado malayo. Inters, what a guess! Through the flash. Pero si Axile kumagat na nga dito sa ating flank. And ayun lang, Jush. Nako po. Ano nangyari, pre? Yun yung tinatanong niya, ano nangyari sa atin? Bakit ako na lang mag-isa dito sa flank? Bakit ako na lang ang player dito para sa ating city side? It seems like naubos dito Heroic despite a good start. I mean, Cloud9. Ako po, instant call, no, galing dito kay Nafani para dito kay Axile. Sinabi niya, okay, punta ka nga dito sa flank, we can just take this site as 2 people. And that crazy shot galing doon kay Inters, pare. Mamamatay sila sana doon sa spot na yun. But the guess through the flash, through the white screen, does get them the round. And Cloud9, 6-0. What a start dito sa Vertigo. Na-save pa nila yung op. Tinapon na nila ang op dito sa kapila ni Kadian to the first floor. Good attempt galing kay Teses, pare, pero the rest of Heroic did not really play that well. Whoa! Huwag mo akong bigyan ng Vertigo, pare.
Wow, and that's the map itself. Pero yun nga, maganda sana yung ginawang play dito ni Teses. If he stayed in the smoke, siguro hindi siya nag-retreat pabalik ng spawn nila. Then pwede pa siya makakuha na isa pang player. That could have swung the round differently. That could have told the round a different chapter kumbaga, or a different storyline. Pero hindi, he got his one, he got his 2, I think. And then talagang batsin na talaga. All value for him. Pero ang nangyari doon, once he got killed, he gave C9 space to play with. So ang Cloud9 naman, push out lang sila. Unfortunate nga lang, dito si Axile nandito sa likod nila kanina. And then was able to also clear out 2 interns, opening the round with 1. Javi with the trade onto inters. 2 players on the side of Heroic still not going for the retake or for the rotations. Teses off camera and Axile getting 1-for-1, 3 versus 3 situation now in play. C4 has been deployed though. Axile, maganda yung kanyang angle. Nandito na siya sa likod. Konti na lang isang speak. And he gets 1. Can he get another? No, he cannot. He gets traded out immediately. Pero 2 versus 2 na to.
Grabe naman, what a back and forth between sa dalawang teams natin dito. Pero Zero, too fast on the trigger, my friend. Nako po, AVP para dito kay Zero. This is why he threw away yung MP9 earlier, pare, to get this weapon in his hands. You know he is a master in the art of opping. And 7-0 na nga ang Cloud9 dito. T-side start went perfectly para sa kanila. And para dito sa Heroic, no? Nag-challenge sila sa B-side every time. Every time na gusto nilang i-challenge initially itong B-side, pare. Napapawasan dito si Axile. They had a good start dito sa B. Pero nung iniwan na nila si Jush dito, sige Jush, just play passive dito sa B. I think ginawa ng Cloud9 dito, okay, Axile, try that angle once again. Pag hindi ka nasaktan dito, ipupush natin yung B. Kasi alam nila na meron silang onting basa dito sa defense ng Heroic. And Heroic just gets read like a book, pare.
Yeah. Naalala ko, ang Vertigo, city-sided map, diba? Pero bakit ganun? Heroic, parang talagang wala silang magawa. But look at this, good flash coming out from Stone na tulungan dito si Jush para makuha si Nafani at nakapag-upgrade din sila ng kanilang barrel. So this is a light in the very long tunnel right now for Heroic. So they could have possibly one round finally in their bag. Kaso, C9, medyo confident pa rin sila sa kanilang mga picks. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung past few rounds natin, talagang kung magpupush sila, push forward lang talaga. Walang pipindot ng S dito para sa ating mga kaibigan. But look at this, Shush with the upgraded gun. He tries to challenge an angle pero magbaback off siya. Kailangan niya tong ibigay sa iba niyang mga kaibigan if he gets traded out. Shush is already flushed out. But look at this, Hobbit, kahit bulag siya, nakuha pa niya si Shush. Cajun with the trade onto Axel. Everybody just killing each other. Not looking good for Cloud9 though, as Hobbit is 15 HP. Inter's also on to very critical health. Shiro. Hobbit will be taken out. That's big.
Naku po. Don't say that in front of the CIS crowd, pare. That's big. Or wait, the Rio crowd pala. Naku po, baka maalala nila yung nangyari dito sa Vertigo once again. Pero Shiro, naka-off dito sa gilid. Almost na collateral, pero nilabas na nga ang kanyang Tech 9. And naubos na once again ang Heroic, pare. I mean, Heroic, they just can't seem to get anything started dito sa Vertigo. No matter what defense they do, kung kahit gaano man ka-close yung round na to, mukhang hindi talaga sila makaswerte kahit ng isa dito. It was a good start, no? Nawala agad si Nafani as the main entry para dito sa Cloud9. But the rest of them, nga, nawala si Navani, but you have to worry about 4 other insane players para dito sa Cloud9. And ayun na nga, 8-0 timeout. Si Boss Exist pala to. I almost forgot that he was a coach dito sa Heroic. Of course, legend, NIP, way back then. Of course, FaZe as well.
Medyo malamig nga yung tutok na Heroic ngayon, and they're actually forced to use a tactical pause right here. So kailangan talaga nilang ma-recompose yung kanilang sarili. Shoutout nga pala sa ating mga viewers dito from Team Facebook and Team YouTube. Si Mr. Kevin Te. Uy! Ano to? Professional player ng Counter-Strike. Si Idol.
Yun yung papalit kay Fardig eh. Yun narinig ko eh.
Uy! Speaking of na napalitan na Fanny, walang papalit sa kanya, walang trade whatsoever. That's very bad for Cloud9. Nabawasan silang tao and possibly mababawasan sila lalo if they cannot find all of these refrags sa kanilang side. Heroic though, looking good now on this round number 9 para sa first kill nila. And tingnan mo to, Heroic, they're also getting a lot of chip damage. Bakit yung ginagawa yan? Ang ganda ng start nyo.
Yup. Pero meron ng kasama dito si Josh dito sa ating B-side. Now he has a friend and he's gone. Ayun na nga, he's lonely na naman dito si Josh pare dito sa ating B-side, and I think naaamoy na ng Cloud9. This could be a very lonely defender, but I think the opposite is true pala. Papunta pala sila ng A-side dito, gusto nilang ilaban. Pero wala silang cons control dito thanks to Mr. Tesses with that earlier fight. And cons control is one of the most important pagdating sa ating A-push sa Vertigo. And A-site is gonna be attempted. Grabe naman si Hobbit. Basta makaswing dito sa ating A-site. No smokes, no flashes. Just relying on his aim. Pero naka-off dito si Kadian. But a single nade could be his demise dito sa ating game. Molotov is gonna go through just to clear itong corner. And I think the slow push is gonna start galing dito sa Cloud9. Smokes are gonna go down. Wala nang LOS ang AWB dito ni Mr. Kadian. Hobbit looking for the entry. Hobbit looking to type the numbers dito sa ating bomba. Huwag ka masyadong open. Nade gonna go through. Meron pa kayo isa? Wala na silang nade, pare. Kinulang sila ng isa doon. Plant is down, but Hobbit is down as well. Zero, naka-op dito sa gilid. Ready and waiting kung may magpupush dito sa Heroic. Is this gonna be the set? Wala na silang nades. So it is gonna be all gunplay galing sa kanila. Shiro backs off. Pabalik dito sa cons to get a more favorable angle. Inters going for the mini swing. Axile with a wall bang. Saan nanggaling yun? 10 HP na lang si Inters dito, but the of Shiro is still very, very deadly. Naku po, second swing in a miss para sa kanya. Walang titigil sa defuse. Oh, what a headshot galing doon kay Axile! Eh, magde-defuse pa kayo? Hindi! Cloud9 has your number once again, Heroic. Nabuhay yung isa sa kanila dito, but they lose the round, pare. 9-0 na. Agad.
Yeah. Ang ganda ng shot selection doon. Alam niya na hindi niya kailangan i-focus yung ibang players from Heroic. And he was able to kill the diffuser. Tingnan mo yung ginawa ni Axile. Si Tesses, nag-hold na dun sa may C4. They had time to defuse the C4 itself. Kaso si Axile, alam niya talaga ang priorities niya. This guy knows what's up. Unfortunately, It was a full elimination para sa Heroic but they lost the round. Meron silang pera pero not a lot of utilities dito mga ating kaibigan. But Teses mukhang babawi siya dito. Hindi niya nakuha yung C4 defuse pero makakuha siya ng kill. Nafani is down already. Nabukasan na isang player dito ang Cloud9 but gunshots are still firing here on this A ramps pero wala na. Nag-reset na dito ang Cloud9. They are gonna opt for a different avenue. Pipili yata sila ng isang pick either from B or titingin pa sila kung makakuha sila ng isa pang pick off dito sa may A ramps, men.
Pero Axile na naman looking for the flank. Dalawang flank. Hindi pala flank. Actually, they're just rotating. I might be on something, that's for sure. But speaking who is on something, someone is on B side and pangalan niya ay Slush, pero pabalik na nga siya dito sa B. I like this galing sa Heroic, no? Wala silang nakitang presence dito sa mid. Ibig sabihin, the base is gonna be wide open and meron pa convenient na ladder para pwede kang bumaba. Hits it as well. Grabe naman, Javi. With the silent, that's totally how ladders work in real life. You can just fall and masasalo ka with just one leg. Pero meron pang isang tao dito sa A-side. Hobbit gonna cause as much chaos as possible bago siya lumabas ulit. And gonna get caught with his knife out. Napaka-expensive but the knife is not the best scenario. Nako po, Axile siya pa yung may op dito. That was the bait the entire time. Inters, can you get the second kill? Mukhang hindi. It's down. Getting that one pero Zero. Si Zero yung natira dito. What can you do, you young star? What attack dito kay Down? Can you get the third? Mukhang hindi. And Heroic with a really good play dito sa mid. Since walang presence dito sa mid initially, parang pinush na lang nila yun. Hindi pressure was too much para dito sa Cloud9.
Meron nakababa na isang paa dito ng Heroic. So they finally find their first round after 9 consecutive round losses. It is medyo masakit sa puso nila pero ngayon at least meron na silang nagagawa. So this is a good start for them. However, they need to put 2 feet down. They need to stomp out the competition, which is Cloud9, one of the best teams that I've known so far. Pero Heroic, hindi papatalo pa sila. Itong ating mga Danish players, I think they might have something up their sleeve kasi kanina medyo passive yung kanilang mga defenses, but then with the initial kills being started out by Teses, gagawa sila ng a little bit more aggressive defense dahil city-sided nga naman itong mapa na to. Nafani trying to shoot through the smoke, trying to find value out of that AK kill, but nothing yet so far. Teses, slowly but surely, ito na naman ang kanyang aggressive na defense. Not gonna find anybody though. Meanwhile, Cloud9 going dark. Uy.
Oh. Tamang nades lang. How about 61 HP? So, Heroic always getting the 40 HP trade sa start ng ating game. And yun lang. Mukhang that is all that they're gonna get from that mid-fight. Meron bang A-ramp mangyayari? Mukhang wala. Cloud9 playing this one a lot more calmer, no? Kumpara sa mga ibang rounds nila dito, Choco.
Yeah, magpapahinga lang sila ng konti. Siguro yung katulad nung lagi mo sinasabi, itong mga slow rounds nila, they use it like a pseudo pause. So, they're just buying time. At the same time, nagre-restrat sila. So, multitasking kumbaga. But look at this, very good angle from Axile. Kasi hindi siya makikita dito ni Shush. Itong mga, ano ba tawag dyan? Mga grapes natin? Not gonna see anything there as Shush, his eyes go dark, and now Cloud9 pushing forward dito sa ating B-side. Javi nandito sa aircon nagpapalamig pero kailangan mainit ang kanyang tutok. He gets flushed out by a lot of these smoke so hindi siya makakaharap ng angle. But look at this, Nafani, he finds 2 through the smoke. Nandito rin si Javi para maipag-trade pero the damage has been done. 2 versus 4, Chiro finding another. Kajan, last guy alive, and AWP on hand. Magsisave na lang siya dito. Hindi niya to kaya, men.
Yeah, masyado mausok dun sa sa may aircon para kailangan yatang ayusin. Pero ayun nga, KTN naka-op. 2 digits na agad yung Cloud9 dito. Round 11 pa lang tayo, pare. This is the worrying trend para sa akin. Cloud9 T-side pa lang 10-1 na sila dito. Plus, knowing how yung city side nila really goes, it's gonna be worrying para sa kanila na wala pa yung op dito ni KD and that could have saved them possibly the round, no? Knowing how good of a clutch player itong si KD pero that's nowhere to be found. Itong si Axile, kanina pa kasi tinatagtag ng bala galing dito kay Josh. Finally got his revenge and Nafani, man. As long as, pag kalaban mo yung Cloud9, as long as Nafani is alive, anything is possible.
Para pala siyang si Simple eh. No? Basta buhay pa rin si Simple. Pwede pa talaga manalo.
Pero,
yung
you know,
Cloud9.
Simple does, you know, smarter pushes. Si Nafani kasi, look, I see a smoke. Sige, push natin yan.
Ano siya? Siya yung resident smoke criminal ng Cloud9. Well, nakita naman natin. It worked in the end. Nakaharap siya ng dalawa. So, very impactful kills para sa Cloud9. And then, na-secure talaga nila yung site, just forcing Kijan to back off. Ang problema nga lang doon, nagkaroon pa rin ng wide swing dito ang kaibigan natin na si Axile. Still finds one. And then, very painful round. Etong susunod natin para sa Heroic. They don't have anything. Pistols lang hawak nila. Meron silang ilang utilities. Meron silang dalawang HE grenade na few smokes. But what can they do? Talagang hard press sila para sa kahit ano. And another thing, Teses, mukhang nabasa na siya dito ni Nafani. Kanina ka pa push ng push a smoke. I'm gonna punish you for it. And that is gonna be the first kill for Cloud9 in this round.
And Nafani, nako po, he just keeps on going. No, naisi kayo na ng L300 itong Heroic pare. And Josh at Javi na lang natitira. Nako po, nade pa sa ulo, napakasakit yan. Molotov lahat. Pati yung lamesa, yung upuan, tinapon na dito sa site. May 5 biglang lumabas. And enters. Easy shot para sa ating tropa. Josh. This is like 100% read. Alam na nila kung saan manggagaling itong Heroic. Always one flanking. And 11-1. Cloud9. No chill. Dito sa ating first half pare. Parang gusto nila maging yung unang CIS team. Gusto nila talagang mauna dun sa champion stage.
Kamot ulo na lang talaga dito yung Heroic. I don't know. Hindi gumagana na yung play dito ni Teses. Kanina lang, parang one shot lang talaga yung yung aggressive defense niya. It worked, I think, in that round win na nakuha ng Heroic. That's all they get. Eto na naman, Shiro with the AWP finds Javi in a very tight angle. Sobrang nipis ng men pero nakita mo pa rin yung katawan niya. Sayang hindi natin nakita dito sa obs natin. But it's a 4 versus 5 situation. Nafani still playing in the smoke itself. Hindi na muna siya mag-smoke criminal dahil naintindihan niya may 2 player dito sa harap ko at meron silang upgraded guns. Hindi yun magandang trade. That hindi siya calculated risk kumbaga. Meanwhile, Cloud9 again playing very slow. Magre-reset sila but I think this is gonna be an A re-hit para sa kanila. Fanny peeking through the boxes. Back na lang.
Yep. I mean, what's the best logic no? Pag may granada na sumasabog sa harap mo and may isa pang susunod, siyempre lalayo at lalayo ka. Pero knowing itong si Nafani, no, I think they're trying to see if they can get itong si Nafani down to at least very low HP. Si Teses crawling dito sa ating site. Pero yung pala, B-site pala ang hanap dito ng Cloud9. Pero chinek nila yung corner. Kadian na paiwas dito using the metal pole as cover. Flash ilalabas. Shiro dead op acquired para dito sa Heroic. Second round on the board. Amidst that confusion, the IGL getting some important kills dito sa ating B-side.
Yeah, at least Heroic. Mukhang kailangan lang talaga nila mag-play ng passive dito sa ating mga rounds because it is ACT-sided map katulad na nasabi mo. Cloud9, they're actually doing it a little bit different. Mukhang yung mga push nila, they're trying to find some picks and then madidismantle lang talaga yung depensa dito ng Heroic. Look at this. Shush this time going for an aggressive peek on to B site pero nandito rin si Kadian. Mukhang nag-switch sila ng places with Teses. Nakita na ulo through the smoke. Nafani goes down. The smoke criminal has been eliminated. Huli ka boy. Sabi dito ng ating Kadian. Heroic are on the advantage so far. Cloud9, kailangan nila mag-restrat sa ngayon if they need to win this round. Pero tingin ko mamimigay na lang sila ng round kasi tira mo, 9-point advantage sila. They can afford to lose a few rounds.
Binigyan pa ng partida pare, grabe naman. They can save. They can save right now and it's not gonna be a problem para dito sa Cloud9. But knowing Cloud9, siyempre ilalaban nila yan. Molotov's gonna go down. Kadian mapapabalik dito sa cons, trying to see if he can get the off angle going. Walang tao dito sa mid pero si Stao naandito na sa may boost area natin but there's gonna be 2 players. Speaking Hobbit, nako po, sasana yung magpe-pressure dito sa ating A-site but that could be a clue. That could be a clue para dito sa Heroic na magiging B-site nga ang take dito. Axile na naman tinamaan dito sa balikat. gonna go for the full swing. Yes, he will. Grabe naman yung Ferrari pick dito kay Mr. Stu's. And si Javi alam niya na nandito. Ay my God. Wala siyang info dun. He just went for the guess na bawasan na dito. Ang damit ni Javi. I think natamaan yung jeans na yata. Maybe it is now ripped. Zero, hinagis yung op. Hindi siya pwede tumalon. Siyempre, magiging zero yung kanyang income dito. And magiging 1 yung sign na nasa katabi niya dito. Workplace incidents. Ayun, papasok ng CR pare. Papasok siya ng CR. Siyempre, bathroom break muna tayo sa gitna ng match.
Pwede pala yan. Ngayon wala nalaman na pwede ka pumasok dun sa tawag dito. Outhouse. Outhouse ba tawag dyan? Basta ano. Basta yun.
Porta potty.
Yun, porta potty. Sorry, ignorante talaga ako sa mga kanyang bagay. Pero yun nga, that was a funny interaction. But not funny for Cloud9 because they lost that round very surprisingly. Kinol mo na pwede silang mag-save. Kasi they would still have their guns sa susunod na round. Na-save pa nila yung AWP. Or pwede rin sila makakuha ng round win via just eliminations. Mga exit frag ng round. Dahil syempre, magugutom yung heroic sa mga kills. Bakit natin sila bibigyan ng guns, di ba? Kung pwede naman natin sila eliminate. But that did not happen. Instead, I think nag-push pa rin. The mid-round call was a little bit wrong and Heroic just had the better positioning, better angles kaya nakuha pa nila yung sobrang daming kills during that round. Very unfortunate for Cloud9 but it's still an 8-round lead. Last round na ang ating half and if everything goes well for Cloud9, we could see a 3-12.
That is true, no? Yung tinapon nila yung op earlier. That means si KDN wala siyang AWP but that means one thing as well. Ibig sabihin nito, KDN gonna go for the push dito sa ating site or dito sa ating ramp rather. Maghahanap siya ng napaka-cheeky na angle maybe. Pero I like yung ginawa dito ng Cloud9, no? Instead of smoking yung pinakaharap dito ng ramp para mawalan ng LOS yung ibang mga players dito, they just instead go for the straight up fights. Zero looking for the head. Pero hindi niya mahanap. Napani gets the first one para sa kanyang team. KDN is already out. Pero si Stout, naku, gusto niya pang lumason dito. One-way smoke with the ramp area. Pero kailangan niya maging careful dito. Meron pang tao dito sa kabila. I like it. Late smoke galing dito sa Cloud9. May dadaan na dito sa Cons. 2-prong attack galing sa kanila. Dito sa may ramp area natin. Ready and crawling na ko po. Habit kanina pa siya dun sa Cons. Pare, he was waiting for the perfect time to strike. Heroic, tatlo na lang kayo dito.
Yeah, Heroic not in the best position right now pero si Tessa sa pa rin ang isa. Axel with a trade. Hobbit as well finding another for Cloud9. It's all now up to Shush. Kailangan niyang ilabas ang kanyang Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Kung kaya niyang ipanalo to, it could ease up the gap sa ating second half. He does find one onto Axel. One of the more aggressive players is down and that's also C4. Shush finds another onto Hobbit. Bigla na lang naging 1v1. Nafani 17 HP. Isang bahing, isang hininga. He could fall down. And Shush, does he know na very low na dito ang ating player na si Nafani? Nafani, does he have time? No, he does not. And it is gonna be a round win for Team Heroic. Nanalo sila ng kanilang 4th round but they had to fight every single round for their lives there. Nakuha lang nila 4 but this is a city-sided map. I don't think they might get more sa ating pangalawa men.
I'm more worried about ano mangyayari dun sa pistol round natin, to be honest. Kasi nga, Heroic, not in a very good spot dito sa Vertigo so far. But knowing how aggressive they can play dito sa ating mapa, they can definitely do some damage dito sa ating T-side. But you got to remember, man, Refresh is no longer on this team. That means wala na silang X-Factor na randomly na magpupush ng kahit anong smoke tapos biglang makakuha ng tatlo. That is now gonna fall in the hands of KDN. Paano ba siya mag-e-entry dito para sa kanyang team? Ang gusto kong gawin dito ng Heroic, pare, I do not want to see the op galing sa kanila dito. I want to see the 5 rifles. Gusto kong full firepower pasok dito sa A side kasi feeling ko the op is only gonna slow them down which already is a pretty bad look para dito sa Heroic. Slow na nga sila na team dito ever since yun nga, nawala si Refresh and mas lalo pa silang babagal kung merong op dito si KDN.
I think ilang kills pa lang yata nakuha ni Kajan dito. I don't know if we have those stats dito sa tinitingnan ko but kung tama itong nakikita ko isang beses pa lang yata siya nakakatama sa kanyang AWP. So I don't think I don't think the AWP is the answer nga for the second half. Rifles is the way to go. Kasi so far, Kajan has been hitting a few shots with the M4s. Much better kung makakuha siya ng mga headshots with the AK-47. Pero Cloud9, they have a really good streak so far. Lalo na si Shiro. I think he's been hitting a lot of these quick scopes sa kanyang AWP. So this is very dangerous for Heroic. If they can find Shiro first, then at least mababawasan sila ng iisipin sa mga rounds. But they need to find him first. And second, kailangan nila siyang patayin. They have to go through the defense, which is also Hobbit, Axel, and Nafani, who are also being very hot in these previous rounds, Ben.
And itong pistol round talaga yung magsaset ng pace dito sa ating second half, of course. I mean, pag nanalo dito Cloud9, kita naman natin Cloud9, they can really steamroll. Hindi pala steamroll. That's the wrong type of season. They could snowball dito sa ating game very, very easily kasi ganun talaga silang type ng team. No? Kita naman natin kanina, they can easily snowball at least a 2 or 3 round lead para sa side nila. Dire-diretso na lang sila dito. And of course, itong Heroic, I mean, kagaya nga na sinabi ko, Ben, getting read like a book, lahat ng tendencies nila. As soon as may mangyari sa isang side ng map, biglang may magre-react dito sa kabila. Yung improvement nila from the challenger stage is really visible dito sa game na to. And itong Heroic mukhang na blindside sila. They wish that they were on the challenger stage para meron sila makuhang tricks galing sa ibang mga teams dito. Especially galing dito sa, of course, the best team in Vertigo in our tournament. In my opinion lang, yung of course, Vitality. Si boss Apex na mahilig mag-smoke pang dito sa A-main. Somehow, some way nakakuha siya ng napakadami na damage through that. Pero, ayun nga, Cloud9. They have control of the game and si Nafani mainit din in this situation. Not just that, pare, Shiro is online. That means city side is gonna be hell pag mainit pa dito si Shiro, pare. Hindi ka basta-basta makakapasok ng site. You are gonna definitely lose 1 or 2 members kung kayo yung Heroic dito.
That is very true. Pero makikita ba natin yun dito sa Cloud9? Malay natin itong mahabang tactical pause or itong pause during the bagong mag-transition onto the second half is maging beneficial or maging detriment para sa Cloud9. Baka lumamig sila ng konti, men. But yun nga, na-point out mo nga pala kanina, no? Heroic, hindi sila na nag-challenger stage. So, hindi sila nakapag-warm up all throughout, I don't know, one week and 3 days. So they're going into this tournament very raw. So hindi sila nakapag-practice siguro ng mga strats sila against real teams. Pero syempre may mga scrims pa rin. That's a different story though. However, we're gonna focus on what's in front of us right now. The story so far, Cloud9, 11-4 ang kanilang score and they are holding this site very, very strongly. Stone already onto 72 HP, being tagged by a lot of these USP shots on by Hobbit. Medyo naiipit ngayon ang ating players from Heroic. Oh no, that 2 players already down. Nafani through the smoke again. Make that a triple. The players of Heroic going down one by one. That's a 4K. And that's an ace for Nafani. A good start for Cloud9 once again.
And a good start for our pockets as well. Cloud9. Nafani. I love the pseudo crossfire na nakita ko dun sa loob ng smoke to in between yung dalawang players natin dito. They expected that Heroic was gonna go for something risky dito sa ating pistol round. And exactly that they did. Nafani naman in between smoke and mirrors dito sa ating site finds all 5 members dito ng Heroic on that clock. And you know, when the IGL is fragging, it's a very dangerous sign. Pero Cloud9, mukhang meron pa silang isang rush na kailangan isipin dito, and that is gonna be the B-side rush. Axel is gonna get itong si Tesses. Naka-tech 9 pa sila, so malapitang fight ang gustong kunin dito ng Heroic. Pero Axel, ginagawa niyang firing range, firing bots itong Heroic. Pero Nafani with the close MP9 doing some damage. KDN na may tech 9, kaya niya magayahin dito sa Olofmeister. Ayun lang, naubos ang kanyang bala. Reload. Maybe your last reload of the round. Tamang spam lang through the smoke, but I think this is looking grim, my friend. And Kadian says goodbye to his life. 13-4, 2 quick ones para dito sa Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9 really showing who's the better team right now. Lahat ng push or lahat ng yung unang pistol round, sila yung nanalo. Second pistol round, sila ulit. So momentum and morale is always on a high for them. Now, sumubok sumubok dito yung Heroic para mag-push na naman ng napakabilis. Ang problema nga lang is upgraded guns nga yun nandito sa Cloud9. Ang ganda rin ng angles and hold ng players natin with the first 2 kills coming out from Axile. Na-reduce agad yung numbers dito ng Heroic and unfortunately, walang nangyari mga trade whatsoever. Yes, there were 2 kills by Kajan and Tushush, pero sobrang hirap lalo na kung kailangan mo lumapit para lang maging effective yung Tech 9 mo. Hindi yun dapat yung mga naging plays ng ating players from Heroic. Siguro dapat naghanap sila ng mga 1D plays. Sana. But right now, it's a different story. Hobbit nakahanap ng isa. This is a disaster for Heroic. Itong lurker play ni Hobbit is doing a lot of value. Kulang na lang yata information para sa kanila.
So yan, pero Hobbit, nako po. He can smell blood in the water, pare. And it seems like Heroic is up for dinner for Mr. Hobbit. Looking for 3 more members dito sa ating mapa. Pero Stone is gonna prevent any further damage na mapunta dito sa Heroic and is gonna pick himself up a MP9. SMG is definitely better than a P250. So maybe they can do something with it. Pero ayun nga, no, parang sinabi ko kanina or sinabi ko dati na parang pseudo timeout, no? Tamang kalma lang and wait for 20 seconds on the round, push tayo mid and maybe die dito kay Inters. Hopefully they do get the trade para meron man lang silang free B plant dito. Pero Inters, napakainit dito sa ating game. Despite 6-10 ang kanyang score, he's been getting some key frags but a fail dito sa run boost. That's a death para dito kay Tesses. Medyo na-bait ang kanyang kakampi dito. Inters down to 20 HP pero meron siya kasama dito and that is gonna be Big Daddy Nafani. 4-14. Cloud9. Penultimate match point na pare. 14. Heroic look dumbfounded dito sa ating game.
Yeah, ang bilis ng mga pangyayari, no? Parang ano lang, parang kasisimula lang ng first half kanina and then wala na. Magma-match point na agad tayo. Heroic have yet to find their footing dito sa ating second half. Yes, nakakuha sila ng 4 na round dun sa ating first half. Pero ngayon, wala talaga silang masagot na kahit ano. Pero ito na yata, pwede na yata sila makahanap ng answer dito sa Cloud9. But the problem is though, this could be possibly their last buy round. Pag natalo pa sila dito, they're gonna be playing with pots and pans, sticks and stones sa ating susunod na round. Slowly but surely though, Heroic, magpupush sila dito sa smoke, dito sa A site. Rams is already clear. Walang nag-contest mula sa Cloud9. They're giving sight for free right here. Nasaan si Shiro? Nasaan yung AWP para mag-defend dito? Pero nakita dito si Nafani. He's the first to fall. Hobbit yata ang susunod. Magpipig siya. Oh no! Tessus peeks him. He gets a headshot as well. That's 2 down onto Cloud9.
Oh, but good guess galing dito kay Shiro. Almost getting itong si Kadian off of that plant and finally a round para dito sa Heroic after a huge dry spell dito sa ating second half. And Shiro is a save na lang ang kanyang favorite na off dito. Kahit 5,200 ang kanyang pera, he's not gonna go for it at all. No reason to waste that much money, especially how early this game is still dito sa ating second half. And ayun nga, Heroic off of a rush dito sa ating A site. I think the mistake there was yung call sana dito ng Cloud9, no, was to go for the retake. Pero yung gusto rin nilang gawin is to keep Cons control back in their way. Ang problema nga lang, once nawalan na ng LOS itong si Hobbit to protect his teammate from the other angle, mahirap talagang i-solo hold yung Cons area doon.
I think yung isa ring error dito ng Cloud9 is nabigay talaga nila yung A site. Yung Heroic, tamang lakad lang sila papunta ng A site. Walang tao sa ramps, walang tao dun sa may sandbags para mag-contest ng angle. And Heroic just got a free look dito sa ating A site. And then nung sumubok na mag-retake kahit paano yung Cloud9, wala na. It's all finished dahil unang namatay si Hobbit, unang namatay din si Nafani. Mainit pa naman sila during these duels kaso sila pa yung unang napitas. Very unfortunate for Cloud9 but they are still ahead in points. Napaka-dominating ng lead nila. Kailangan ma-close out agad nila itong round, ang ating last 2 rounds para hindi...
Ayun. Na-silence na si Choco, guys. Naabutan na siya ng Danish hackers. Siya ay dinidos ng Danish hackers, guys. Kaya ayun na nga. Ayun, bumalik na. Naku po, you are safe pala. Yung di pala masyadong malaki yung dinidos sa'yo. Ayun lang. Pero kidding aside, no, 52 HP na lang si Tessus dito. Shiro, getting burned down by just a bit. Pero, yun lang. Tamang kalma lang tayo dito. We're not gonna go for a rush this time na pare. I don't think nagmamadali dito yung Heroic.
Hindi dapat sila magmadali. And instead, they need to play yung mga rounds na to very surgically. Katulad niyan. Katulad ng ginawa ni Javi at ni Stone. First 2 kills para agad sa kanila, and unfortunately Cloud9 wala silang sagot doon. Yes, meron na napatay lang si Javi, but that does open itong ating B site para sa C4 plant. Pwede pang pwedeng mag-retake dito yung Cloud9, kaso isa-isa na sila napipitas dito. Pero si Shiro, Canara, nakapatay pa siya dito ng Cajun. So it's still a winnable round for them. C4 is now being planted. Axel still contesting dito sa ating stairs area. Push out siya ng dalawa. Unfortunately, 1 versus 2. Mahirap yun ipanalo, men. It's a 2 versus 3 now. Heroic have the advantage. They have side control as well. Kung ako ang Cloud9, magsisave ako dito. But look at this. Nafani still looking for some kills. Gusto pa niyang bumawi. Here comes the Molly to flush out this angle. Pupunta siya dito sa may aircon. Makakita ng kulong. Pinalamig dito si Shush. 3 versus 2 though. Nafani pushing forward.
Damage, I think, ang hanap nila dito. Might get one more. Down na wala pa nga ng AK dito, pare. They have to go for a full buy dito sa ating next round. The money, just enough for, rifles, nades, armor. Everything that they need dito sa ating next round. But it's gonna be expensive para dito sa Heroic round na to.
Very expensive indeed, and yun nga, they cannot afford to lose any more rounds kasi hindi nasisipa yung yung max loss bonus para sa kanila or any type of loss bonus kasi nanalo sila sa round na to. So if they expend a lot of their cash right now, pwede silang mag-pistols lang sa susunod na round. But good news for them, actually meron pa silang meron pa silang mga 2-6, meron pa silang mga 2-8 sa kanilang mga pockets, and Cajun may also be able to drop on the next round. Meanwhile, for Cloud9, even with just the lesser buys, makakuha sila ng first blood dito kay Shoes off camera. We have Nafani taking out Teses. These are good kills for Cloud9, but Stone making a statement from himself. 4 versus 3 situation with the better guns. Mukhang natatalo yung Heroic. Never mind, isa-shut up na lang ako dito ni Javi. He gets one more onto Axel. 3 versus 3. Not looking good for C9, and Heroic can do anything right now because they have almost they have sky control here onto A site, men.
But big from Nafani. No, MP9 for an AK-47 pare. Not too bad of a trade para dito C9. Javi looking for the crawl dito sa ating B site. He's gonna call dito kay Kadian. Kadian, bumalik ka na dito sa B. Kailangan ko na ng tulong dito. Shiro has the open. I am alone with him. Naku po. They know. Is this a bait? Is this a bait this entire time? Yung pala, it was a bait to bait itong Cloud9 to go for the rotation. Nafani at Shiro na naman natitira. The 2 heavy fraggers para dito sa Cloud9 versus Javi and itong si Kadian. Kadian has the op, but Shiro is just a bit faster on the trigger. So malay mo pagdating dun sa mga straight up peaks. Mananalo pa nga dito ang ating Atabs. Pero yun na nga. Kadian in the corner, ready and waiting with the op. May smoke na lalabas pero nasa harap ng ramp. Kadian, ako po, humarap ka dito kasi kailangan mo nang harapin ang Cloud9. Does run away from the op dito ni Shiro. The jump pick is gonna go through. Very risky galing dito kay Boss Kadian, but risky is his style. Heroic get another one on the board.
Heroic, unti-unti nang nababawasan dito yung gap ng Cloud9. Heroic doing good so far, and mukhang activated na yung ating mga players, but this is all because of some of these mistakes mula sa Cloud9. Sayang walang smokes na natira dito ang players natin from Nafani or from Shiro. From Inters. So yun nga lang, that's a really bad round for them. Heroic though, mayaman na mayaman sila dito, so they can still buy a lot of things. May 2 rounds pa dito ang Cloud9 para manalo, and Heroic are not giving them any chances whatsoever.
And tamang Bogdan lang dito ang Heroic. Stone and Kenyan gonna be switching weapons, and kakasabi lang ni Direct dito sa tenga ko, Phase 03. Ano ba yan? Ano ba yan, Phase? Ano nangyari? Bakit na 03 kayo? Nako po, bad news Eagles. bearing bad news from the sky, pare. Bad news Philippine Eagle, kagaya nga na sinasabi natin dito. Pero heroic ka. Naku, isang hinga na lang dito si Stown and he is basically gonna heal over dito sa ating A ramp. Cloud9 has the health advantage, but do they have the weaponry to do so? Tignan mo naman yung kanilang utility dito, Choco. Medyo payat na. Smoke and a flash, pero heroic man, napakadami pa. Can toss all the nades dito sa ating side. This is how will Cloud9 navigate around all the weapons. Pero Nafani, really daring itong smoke, pare. Wala siyang pake kung may AK-47 dito sa kabila. Meron siyang M4. No tracer, Zero. Looking for the head of Jabby and he does find it. Just with the opening dito kay Hobbit. 1 for 1 for both sides. 24 seconds left on the shot clock, my friend. And titira na ba dito ang heroic dito sa ating A side? Off is out para kay Zero. Double scope para sure na tumama. Tamang peak lang galing dito kay Nafani. Zero turns around to get itong si Kadian. Mag-wide swing ka ba? Go-wide swing ka ba? It does not matter because Zero has your head and puts it on a platter. 15-7 pa rin ako po. Match point para dito sa Cloud9 and Heroic. Maybe their plans of getting itong map pick ng Cloud9 may be in vain after that one.
Maganda yung effort dito ng Heroic para lang pigilan dito yung Cloud9, but this is actually Cloud9's map pick, so talagang expected na mananalo dito yung ating mga Atoms. Heroic though, siguro makakabawi sila sa Inferno sa ating map number 2, pero they need to warm up a little bit more. Medyo malamig yung mga tutok nila. Yes, they're connecting but not converting rounds, men. Up 7 pa lang nakukuha nila, 3 so far in this second half, 4 in the previous half. And isang puntos na lang yung Cloud9 dito. Wala na silang oras para makapag-warm up pag matatalo ulit sila dito sa ating round number 23.
Yeah, I mean, you are basically saying goodbye to Vertigo after ng round na to if hindi nyo nga makuha off of the very bare bones weaponry na meron ditong Heroic. 2 Mac 10, isang Tech 9, 2 AK. Definitely still doable, no? Jush and Kadian wanting to start the entry para dito sa Heroic. Pero Cloud9 daring itong mid. Maybe one wants to go for the push. Mag-isa lang dito si Shiro, but definitely capable of getting a op highlight play. Tanong, may iwasin na ba yung flash? May iwasin na ba yung mga nades? And Heroic really taking their time. Hindi nagro-rotate dito yung Cloud9 kasi sobrang tagal nilang pumasok dito. They think that it is a fake. And yun na nga. Andito na ang backup ni Shiro. And it is actually Axile on the op instead. Naka-double op pala. It was actually 2. Axile missing with the op. Naku po. That was supposed to hit at the back of the head. Teses trying to see if he can do the same as Stefani dito sa ating earlier round with the side of the smoke. Grabe naman, tignan mo yung boost. Napakatangkad dito ni Shiro. Mukhang nag-cherryper si Idol. Pero si Josh, naandito sa gilid. Inaantay niya si Axile. The smoke is gonna dissipate and so will Axile dito sa ating gilid. And Kadian, mukhang mag-white pick na nga dito ang Cloud9. Big frag galing kay Nafani. Nakuha pa nga dito si Teses. 2 na lang natitira para sa C9. Kadian gets the headshot kay Zero. Will this be a 1v2 para kay Hobbit? No, it won't. Kadian saving the day para sa kanyang team. And 8 and 15 kapit sa patalim dito ang ating Heroic. Ito yung problema, Choco. You can win that round, pero yung loss bonus is gonna be 1,900. The bonus is not gonna be that big, no? Pag mga ganito yung rounds dito ng Heroic, pag nauubos sila again and again and again, they're not gonna have any money to buy with. So for the next few rounds, pare.
Oo. Pero hindi na talaga sila abot dun sa loss bonus, men. Kasi last round na. So hindi talaga tataas yan ng 2-round loss bonus, ng 3-round loss bonus. Very unfortunate, pero kailangan nilang mag-step up sa game nila. Yes, makakabili sila ng mga barel. Kukuha sila ng Galil, kukuha sila ng SMG. Pero it's still workable, it's still winnable para sa kanila. Dahil sila naman yung T-side, gagayahin lang nila yung ginawa ng Cloud9 kanina, yung mga aggressive na push, hanap sila ng mga pick-offs, or gawin nila yung ginagawa ng Furia nung isang araw, kahapon pala. They just have to do so many layers sa kanilang mga bait and switch. Round number 24, starting off very hot. Stone with the first blood onto Nafani. Makakahanap kaya siya ng isa dito sa may sandbags. May tao, kaso mapaflash out na siya dito ng Molly. Here comes the swing. Kadian will get the kill. Now, it's a 3 versus 5. Still looking good for Heroic. Marami silang pera, marami silang barrel. Shush will find one more onto Hobbit. 2 players left, Axel and Inters. Si Axel makakagawa kaya ulit ng highlight play. Hindi na yata. Uy, Inters goes down. Axel will get one more. But the round ends with Heroic finding one more. Buhay pa sila, men.
Walan sila ng rifle, but does not matter. That was an eco. Para dito sa Cloud9, onting financial relief ang nakuha dito ng ating Heroic side. So makakabili na sila ng napakadami na nades, napakadami na AKs, pero tignan mo naman ang kanilang economy dito, 50. Nako, sana abot ng 50 pesos mo, Boss Javi. Pero Cloud9, kumpleto-kumpleto pagdating sa kanilang mga barrel, pero hindi kumpleto-kumpleto ang kanilang utility dito. That could be a cause for concern.
Kailangan mo nga naman yung mga smoke. Kailangan mo rin yung mga flashes para lang suportahan yung yung smoke para para hindi makapasok yung players. Tapos yung mga flash para makakuha ka ng mga flashy tawag dito pop flash plays. Kaso hindi yata natin yung makikita in a while dahil more on defense ang focus dito ng C9. Look at this patience from Heroic. 4 na players mag-push dito sa B site. Do they know that Shiro is here, lying in the waiting? No, they don't. Stun goes down. Here comes the follow-up from Hobbit. Kasi wala siyang mahanap. Inters with one off-camera. 2 players down already onto Heroic. Hobbit pushing forward. Susubok siya maging smoke criminal. Kaso, mamamatay yata siya dito kung walang susuporta sa kanya.
Kung wala siya mata, tenga na lang ang pwedeng gamitin dito ni Hobbit. Hobbit in a really good spot though. Pag hindi nila naspatan, itong smoke criminal natin, that could be death para sa kanila. Hobbit shooting a bit late, no scope para dito kay Kadian, but that is only his second op kill or his third op kill dito sa ating mapa. And there it is, a quick one para dito sa Cloud9. It was getting a bit spicy dito sa ating second half, but it is only gonna be a 16-9. Cloud9 not gonna allow any more rounds para dito sa Heroic. I mean, it was a good attempt, but it was only an attempt.
Respectable naman. At least, sumubok yung Heroic sa one of the better maps ng Cloud9. Map pick nga naman ito ng Cloud9. So, expected na mananalo sila dito. Hindi siya katulad ng mga nakikita natin na games na if ikaw yung nakapili nung Vertigo, bigla ka na lang tatalunin dito ng big, diba? But yeah, still commendable. Nakapag-warm up na yung Heroic. Hopefully, in their map pick of Inferno, sila naman manalo, men.
Yep. And I mean, Heroic, of course, definitely known as a Inferno team. No? That is one of their best maps dito sa ating map pool. Or ito yung best map na kaya nilang makuha galing dito sa kanilang veto. Of course, Cloud9 has been kind of up and down dito sa ating Inferno. So hindi talaga ako sure kung kaya ba nilang lumaban in its entirety. Or magiging yun pala, medyo mistake na makikita natin galing sa side nila. Of course, nakita natin dun nung Challenger stage. Nung I think kinas natin to yung Cloud9 Fnatic. They did not have a good time. I mean, it was OT, no? It was OT. Pero kalaban yung Heroic, pare. So, hindi pwede yung mga ganyan na type na results, especially pag, kalaban nyo yung one of the best Inferno teams. Watch me say this, tapos biglang 16-4 yung score natin. Ay, Heroic. Sorry for the jinx, but not really. Pero yun na nga. That is it para sa ating map number 1. Our bet. Yun na nga. Nakakuha pa kami ng isa dito. It seems like the Choco Magic dito sa second pistol round is still alive. Cloud9, of course, losing to Fnatic. Just like I said, will that be a bad omen para dito sa ating Inferno? We will find out in just a bit. Of course, bago kaming mag-break dito sa ating stream, of course, we would like to thank Rivalry.com. Of course, Rivalry.com for up to $200 deposit bonus. Use the code LuponWXC or pumunta kayo sa Rivalry.com/LuponWXC. And ayun na nga, you will get free money. Yung pagpasok mo, meron ka pang extra courtesy of Rivalry.com, of course, and CSGO Fast. So, gumamit kayo ng code na Focusfire. If you are gonna buy skins and you wanna look swaggy in the game itself, dito sa Counter-Strike Global Offensive, might as well use the best skin website in the world, and that is gonna be CSGO Fast. Remember guys, referral code Focusfire para masuportahan niyo naman ang ating streams and the effort to bring Counter-Strike back to the Philippines. Pero yun na nga, that is it for me and Choco. As of the moment, meron pa kaming game number 2 coming up in just a bit. So, see you in a bit.
3, 2, 1.
This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool, so the more players, the more money there is to win. Once enough players join, the race is on. Races last just a couple of minutes and are fully automated. Rush Lane is driven by our unique physics-based randomness engine. Starting positions, track segments, and traps are all randomly generated, and we've tested over 10,000 races to ensure no player has any advantage over another. Cheer on your racer as they scream down the winding city streets and through mysterious alternate worlds filled with dangerous traps and pitfalls. The first player to cross the finish line wins the biggest share of the prize pool. But don't worry, the top few finishes are also in the mix to win. The exact number of winners will change depending on how many players were in the race. The more players, the more winners. Rush Lane is live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can jump into the action anytime you want. Good luck out there, racers. Only on Rivalry.com.
Three, two, one.
This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool, so the more players, the more money there is to win. Once enough players join, the race is on. Races last just a couple of minutes and are fully automated. Rush Lane is driven by our unique physics-based randomness engine. Starting positions, track segments, and traps are all randomly generated, and we've tested over 10,000 races to ensure no player has any advantage over another. Cheer on your racer as they scream down the winding city streets and through mysterious alternate worlds filled with dangerous traps and pitfalls. The first player to cross the finish line wins the biggest share of the prize pool. But don't worry, The top few finishes are also in the mix to win. The exact number of winners will change depending on how many players were in the race. The more players, the more winners. Rush Lane is live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can jump into the action anytime you want. Good luck out there, racers. Only on Rivalry.com.
Three, two, one.
This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool.
And ayun, hello and welcome back to the official Filipino broadcast ng IEM Rio 2022. Ako nga pala si Sneaky Frog, kasama ko si Choco. Game number 2 na tayo sa ating best of 3 in between Heroic and itong Cloud9. Cloud9 setting aside itong Heroic dito sa ating map number 1 na Vertigo, really dominating on both sides. Yung Heroic meron pa sila onting comeback pero hindi na nangyari. Pero ayun nga, bago tayo pumasok sa ating entire discussion between Heroic and Cloud9 dito sa ating Inferno, bet muna tayo, of course. Natalo pala kami kanina. Guys, wag kayo just delete nyo sa utak yung sinabi ko kanina. Natalo pala kami. So, ayun nga. Back to the second round pistol we go. Feeling ko malakas yung gutob ko sa Cloud9, pare, not gonna lie.
Oh,
parang mainit sila today eh.
Oo, sobrang init nila, men. So, feeling ko din Cloud9 to. Ako, hindi na ako tataya ulit kasi natalo yung Heroic eh. So, ikaw naman.
Ay. And ayun na nga, Cloud9, we lock it in. Of course, gumamit kayo ng Rivalry.com and alam niyo naman guys, may code kami for this one. Nasa tabi ko nga ang ating link, Rivalry.com/TuponWXC for up to $200 deposit bonus. So if mag-bet kayo dito sa ating IEM Rio Major from the Legend stage all the way to Champions, might as well use the best betting website in the world, which is Rivalry.com. And shoutout na rin dun sa CSGO Fast if you want to look swaggy in the game and gusto nyo ng napakagandang skins and you want the best prices as well, might as well use CSGO Fast and gumamit kayo ng referral code namin, which is yung Focus Fire lang pala. Walang gaming. Focus Fire lang guys, no space. And ayun nga, make sure to help us in the effort to bring Counter-Strike back to the Philippines. Pero yun na nga, map number 2 na tayo dito, pare. Inferno, Heroic, a Heroic classic. That's for sure. No? I mean, Inferno and Heroic, that goes hand in hand dito sa ating mga games. But at the same time, Cloud9 not too bad dito sa ating map number 2.
That is very true. Kasi tinitingnan ko yung stats dito ng Heroic. 9 wins and 2 losses sila. So that's, I don't know, mahina ako sa mathematics, but that's more than 81% yung win rate nila sa mapa na to. So they are going here on very familiar territory. And ang magiging challengers dito is yung Cloud9. The question is though, is Cloud9 still very hot from that last game? Matatranslate kaya nila yung mga plays nila and could also bag another win dito sa map pick ng Heroic. But history, the stats are there. That's history. So probably Inferno is gonna be a Heroic map win and mapupunta tayo sa map number 3. But we have yet to see that later on. Makikita natin muna kung paano magpo-perform sa first pistol round ang ating mga players. Usually that's where yung momentum mag-i-swing kung sino man mananalo. So I'm very interested para talagang pwede rin talaga pang grand finals tong mapa na itong matchup natin if kumbaga mag-overtime tayo na sobrang dami. But my money here is on Cloud9 dahil sobrang init talaga nila sa previous map natin.
And hindi lang, we have to consider na Heroic did look so bad in that last game. Sa start, sa beginning, of course, nung sila sinasagasaan pa dito ng Cloud9 and they could not really get anything started dito sa ating T side. They got a few rounds together, no, but I think I wouldn't say it's sheer luck, but at the same time yung mga rounds na yun, I think na timingan lang yata yung isa or dalawang players dito ng Cloud9 and Heroic really just took advantage dito sa ating game and that was one eco win as well. Pabalik nga sa kanila. And Cloud9, no, judging from history, just like you said dito sa Inferno, not the best para dito sa Cloud9. Of course, losing to Fnatic in overtime in the challenger stage. So is this a learning experience para dito sa Cloud9 or is this a sign of what's to come para sa side nila? Cloud9, one map away from touching the legend, or nasa legend stage pala tayo, touching the champion stage and booking a ticket dito sa, I hopefully do not butcher this name, Junis Arena.
Junis Arena. Pili ko tama naman unless may magko-correct sa atin. But
Please
ibang arena pala no, men. So hopefully mas maingay pa yung crowd. Kasi kung if the crowd is already this loud sa ating arena ngayon, what more kung mas madami pa sila, diba? I think may nakita akong Google search dati or a few days ago. Sila na yung nag-set ng record ng loudest crowd, 230 decibels. Mas maingay pa yon kaysa sa jet plane, men.
Man, I do not mind being deaf after that one, no? Basta crowd talaga may kita natin doon. 18,000 seats ready and waiting doon sa Junis Arena. But who is gonna be the first one planting their seats? Papunta nga doon sa ating next stage. Cloud9 looking for that one. Pero kay Dian already with a surprise para kay Hobbit. No banana control whatsoever para dito sa Cloud9 and that's just gonna allow itong Heroic to play this map a lot more better, no? A lot more flexible to say the least.
Meron nga tayong players dito from Cloud9 on A side pero mag-isa lang dito si Inters and then nandito na yung rest back si Axel but he smokes himself out na reveal yung kanyang location. Interns while medyo mabagal yata yung reaction time niya ngayon, mukhang lumabig nga dito yung Cloud9 unfortunately, and that's 2 players already down. C4 has been deployed. This is gonna be a 3-man retake. May hihirapan dito yung Cloud9. Look at the post plant from Heroic right now. Kuha din nila yung pit, so everybody who's pushing up from the balcony area may hirapan din pero wala tayong player na magagaling doon. Axel will try to duel out pero hindi siya mananalo. He's just gonna back off for now. Shiro meanwhile going for this lurk, medyo mabagal, kailangan bilisan mo, men. You're gonna wait for all of these exit frags and mukhang makakahanap nga yata siya. The duels here, he gets one onto Shush and he get another. Nag-jiggle pick sila parehas, mainit ang dance floor. Kaso ang mananalo dito si Javi, he gets that final kill onto Shiro but Axel is still alive. Hindi malinis yung exit frag but they'll take it.
Yep, blood on the dance floor as well dito. sa ating game. Kadian, of course, nako, with the surprise already, no? Round 1 pa lang, gumaganon na agad ang Heroic dito sa ating Inferno, pulling out all the tricks. Round 1. And Heroic, nako po, they do get the pistol round dito sa T-side, which is a good start, no? Especially T-side pa nga ang kanilang simula dito sa Inferno, and they can get the first punch in. Problema nga lang, Cloud9, meron silang force buy dito, Shiro. Pretty good on the scout, pero kailangan niya umalis agad pag hindi niya nakatamaan ang ulo dito ni Kadian. Stown actually is gonna be the one getting hit. Down to 57 HP, pero papalik na lang siya dito sa Banana. Once again, a very passive play. You can't really blame itong Heroic, no? They're trying to find that one playmaker galing sa C9, trying to overextend.
Yeah, yun din talaga. I think most of the wins from map number 1 ng Heroic is nakaka-caught off guard nila yung mga nag-overplay dito sa Cloud9, or Heroic sila yung nag-overplay at nagpe-pay off yung risky movements na ginagawa nila. But right now, mukhang magiging tahimik na lang ulit dito ang ating players, both sides, Cloud9 and Heroic. Hindi sila nagbibigay information aside from these mollies as well as these smokes. So, tamang use lang dito ng mga utilities, tamang delay lang dito. Cloud9, pabor sa kanila to pag mabagal pa ang gameplay dito ng ating Heroic. Meanwhile, Shiro finds one with a scout onto Tesses. Off camera, sa hindi natin nakita ulit yon. Heroic down one player. That's a free gun possibly for Cloud9 kung makukuha nila. Here comes the hit onto B-side though.
Shiro needs to make presence here. Naku po, nabawasan pati si Jush. The scout and the 5-7 combo from the two players. The Fanny gets 2. Naubos ang Heroic from the upgraded pistols. 20 seconds na lang natitira. And if Shiro can get a lot more tags, no, with that scout, that could be game over. Pero Kadian, you're 1 HP. And the scout turns into a mini-op, my friend. Pagbawas na yung mga players dito. And Cloud9, the force buy works out in their favor. Maybe Heroic overstepping the bounds ng kanilang mapa dito.
Yeah, pinupush talaga nila yung Cloud9 dito. And Cloud9, what do? They push back and trip all over, or trip Heroic on that B site area. Sayang din kasi Heroic have some sort of map control, pero yung first pick talaga ni Shiro yung nagsimula dun sa downfall nila. Dahil nabawasan na isang player dito yung Heroic, they cannot afford any trades whatsoever. And ang problema din dun, Cloud9 with just pistols, nananalo sila sa mga duels at sa mga mismong trades. That is not a good look for Heroic. Now, they're on the back foot. Tech 9s and 1 AK on hand. Meron silang Deagle as well, pero kailangan mag-count yung mga one shot dito ng Deagle sa ulo.
That's true. Bigs are the name of the game para dito kay Jush at kay Stown. One tap to the brain and you are basically brain dead. And B-site is gonna be the goal para dito sa Heroic. And yun lang, naapoyan pa nga sila dito pare. So they have to back off. Nafanny with the nade. Bang.
Oy.
Oh, wala natamaan. Kahit shrapnel, wala. And everyone is okay para dito sa Heroic. Explosive possible entry dito sa site. I mean, they only have one smoke. This is not looking good para dito sa Heroic. They do not have that much utility. And itong si Nafani, ready and waiting to do a pop flash just in case mag-push dito yung Heroic, but they decide to just go A-side.
Yeah, Heroic, magre-reset sila. I think this is their second reset para sa round na to. Very safe ang kanilang play. Unti-unti na naubos yung oras nila dito. 30 seconds on to the game timer. First contact here will be Cajun. Ginamit nila ang lone smoke nila. This is looking like a split push. Uy, naku, Jush, long range kill onto Inters as well as to Hobbit. Jabi will find one more. Two players left on the side of Cloud9. Pero nandito si Axel, sumasagot pa rin. Kaso hindi na niya kayang magsalta anytime. Jabi will find the last two, and that's a round for Heroic despite them having the lesser and the lower buys. My goodness, those Deagles making work and finding value.
Force buy after force buy para dito sa Heroic and sa Cloud9. And Heroic, they do get it back. Josh with some really nice shots. He's been kind of the main fragger, no, para dito sa Heroic for the past few. And ayun na nga, they do get the force buy back in their way. AK-47s proven effective dito rin sa ating round. Pero yun nga, that's a good call galing sa Heroic, no? Instead of going for the straight up push sa side, they just go for the wrap around galing sa Arches to cut off the rotation. And Josh, Now running and gunning with the Mac 10, looking for any damage dito sa ating Smoke Shiro. Looking for a head as well, galing sa kanyang Deagle, pero baka mahanap na dito si Down. Hobbit crawling ever so closer dito sa may simbahan, pero nadasal na lang siya ng sandali at aalis. Possibly, maybe a bit too wounded, pero you know, Hobbit just hobbles out of there.
Yeah, kailangan niya mag-waddle away. 11 HP, napakasakit nun. At least he's still alive. He can still make an impact dito sa ating mga exit frags. Looks like the call is saving for Cloud9. Wala din silang kit whatsoever, so hindi na nila to i-challenge. Meanwhile, Heroic do find their third round win very convincingly. Wala pong namamatay sa kanila, and that was all in the very aggressive push from Sjush. He finds a lot of kills mula dun sa kanyang submachine gun, and Cloud9 mukhang natatakot sila. They don't also have the best position, yung Cloud9 I mean, because the smokes were just not really in their favor. Wala silang makita. If they try to go for these smoke banks, pwede silang babaril kasi pwede rin sundan din ng mga tracer dito ng side ng Heroic. But yeah, Cloud9 will be forced to use their first tactical pause. Mukhang nanginig sila dito, men.
Yep. And kung hindi ito ma-figure out ng Cloud9 pare, they're gonna end up like those fish in that fountain that we saw earlier. Ako po, dead. Alay ka, hindi nag-splatter dito yung mga isda, no? They're just like, okay, I'ma just die like a normal fish. Float to the top. And then, you know, do what a fish does after death, which is just float at the top. Problema nga lang, I mean, Cloud9, they're still on the bad buy, so mapapaiko sila dito.
Kakaiba yung yung animation ng isda kanina. Hindi ko na lang pinansin kasi bakit ganun? Parang wala namang fancy effect na walang splash, walang
This game is 11
wala man
years,
dugo, di ba?
11 years old.
Hindi, pwede naman ilagay yun kasi may blood splatter dito yung mga characters natin pag nababaril, di ba? Oo. Tapos di ba, may tumatalsik pa ng mga sparks kapag nakaka-headshot yung players natin. So, why not add some spice kapag sa mga environmentals natin? Pero okay lang naman yun. It is an 11-year-old game, so baka Source 2, Source 3 soon. But right now, Heroics looking very good. Hindi pa sila nakapag-gun upgrade dito kay Shush, pati kay Jabi. But even if they lose this round, pwede pala sila mag-upgrade. Hobbit with the first contact does find Kajan. Stone with the trade. And that is B site open for business. Kaso hindi. Look at their positioning on the map. Mukhang mag-i-hit lang sila, men.
They love doing this, to be honest, itong Cloud9. They're trying to bait some information in. Nako po, I love Brazil talaga. Sabi ng Brazil. Nako po. Baka si Kat yun. Baka si Juliano yun, tapos di lang natin nakita. Shoutout kay Juliano. Nasa kabilang beng-beng na, pero of course, a legend always in the CS scene. But speaking of Eagles, pistols, everything dito para sa Cloud9. Not AKs to be found at all, pero match check pa nila dito ang gilid. Say hi to the Fanny for me right then and there para dito kay Teses. Jabi, nako po, kinasa pa yung flash bago niya ilabas. Inters in front of the smoke, naka 5-7. He misses all the shots. Axile naka MP9. Melts down itong si Jabi, but he is gonna get melted down as well. 24 na lang dito si Stown. 0 with the Deagle. Looking for the exit frags. Just gonna mosey on over dito sa ating apartment side. Baka mali mo, makahanap ka dyan. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. May PC pa kasama dyan sa kanan mo. Ako po, deciding just to go for the site itself.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good move for Shiro, pero at least that's extra credit sa kanyang pocket kapag nakahanap siya ng 1 or 2 kills. Natutuwa ako sa obs ng ng prod. Pinakita pa rin yung isda. Mukhang narinig yata tayo. Pero just joking aside there, Cloud9 really cold on their feet. Talagang hindi sila makahanap ng momentum. Every time na makakuha sila ng kill, katulad ng first blood mula kay Hobbit, parang meron laging sagot din dito yung Heroic. They can find those trades immediately. Ang questionable lang na play dito is yung Heroic. They actually went for an A site hit. Knowing na, hindi nila alam, tayo nakakita. They could have gone for a B site hit. At sobrang open nun para sa kanila and an easier round possibly, but they chose violence and talagang in-eliminate na lang nila yung remaining 3 players ng Cloud9.
Sometimes violence is the answer, not to most things, but definitely dito sa Counter-Strike Global Offensive, that is for sure. Akala mo naman, bro. I'm a pacifist man in real life. I don't like to fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter, my friend. Pero yun Oh! That guy is definitely a fighter. Itong si Jabby with that AK-47. Jesus, just takes the head off itong si Axile. Gusto niya lang tumayo dito sa taas ng pallet. Pero sabi ni Jabby, that's my pallet, my friend. Huwag mong tayuan yan.
Unfortunate para dito kay Axile. Isipin mo siya yung nakakuha ng mga highlight, nakakuha ng sobrang gandang highlight played about 2-3 days ago. Ngayon, hindi na niya kaya gumawa I don't think wala na yung magic sa kanya, wala na yung clutch gene or whatever kung meron man siya nun. But yeah, Axile already down, wala na siyang magagawang impact dito sa round. So this is gonna be a very difficult retake for Cloud9 unless Heroic make a few mistakes here and there. Katulad ng ginagawa nila ngayon, they could have pushed a little bit earlier. Pero ito na, look at those grenades. Hindi mamamatay dito si Shiro. He's still pushing forward. Look at this this angle from Hobbit. He gets stun. Na-trade na naman siya dito ni Teses. Shiro already on site. Avoids the flash but does not avoid the bullets. Oh, he does! 63 HP left. And look at this, Cloud9 answering back with two more, but Kajan finds Shiro. Here comes Smokebangs, pero si Inters, he the final kill. And Cloud9 get one more round, stops the bleeding.
Oh my God, I love the teamwork galing dito sa Cloud9, pare. That initial flash, akala mo talaga na magpipeak doon si Shiro. But no, the other teammates do peak. They don't want the first contact to be the person in the site itself. And that ended up with Inters having a favorable situation. Nagpanic dito ang Heroic, pare, nag-spray dito sa may coffins, but instead they were put in a coffin instead nung round na yon. Pero 4-2 Cloud9 now has the op dito ni Shiro. Wala siyang nades but the op is already enough, no? The op is enough of a presence para dito sa C9 to ward off any attack dito ng Heroic if Shiro does hit his shots.
Yun lang, Shiro. Masyado mabilis yata yung movement dito ni I think that was Teses or si Cadian. Not gonna connect the shot pero that does give his presence that mid is not gonna be yung path dito ng Heroic unless they want to challenge these angles. Heroic being led by Teses, hinahanap nila si Shiro ngayon but no, that's not gonna be the peak. Shiro with the first blood. 4 players left onto Heroic. It's still possible for them kasi mainit na mainit sila. They also have the map pick advantage. They should have a right read onto Cloud9's movements. But look at this. Medyo kalat nga lang ang Cloud9. Hindi sila masyadong dikit-dikit. Shiro whips the close no-scope. But Axile finds one through the smoke. At least the trade is there. Stone finds another. Nandito na naman si Axile. He gets his double. 2 versus 3 situation. Nagsasayawan na naman sila. Mainit pa rin ang dance floor. Pero Kajan will find the final kill. Now it's a 1 versus 2. Kajan, sa kanya ang C4. Is he gonna push this? He is, and Nafani punishes him for it. That's a round for Cloud9. Again, we are now on 4-3. Malapit na tayo mag-tie up, guys.
Yeah, that's the most random play, no? Galing dito kay Nafani. Throw the smoke and just peek it. I mean, might as well throw something random in the way of KDN para hindi siya makakuha ng clutch dito. And Heroic, despite yung mistake dito ni Shiro, they recover this one really, really well. And then yun na nga, Axile, parang siyang ahas dito, pare. He is just slipping and sliding around this smoke. Hindi siya mahanap dito ng Heroic at all. Gets 3 off of that single play. Axile definitely turning up dito sa ating map number 2, which is really well needed. Sabi ni Shiro, where's my op? Asin yung op ko, ba't hindi si Dave?
Yeah. Si Shiro, galit na galit. Feeling ko naman makakabili pa rin sila ng AWP nila. But speaking of Shiro, I think he's already hitting his shots. Medyo malas nga lang yung close encounter niya dun sa mismong smoke. Nag-kiss yata sila dun ni sino pa yung nakapatay sa kanya? Sorry guys. Basta si Kajan pala. Nag-kiss yata sila tapos nahiya and then wala, nag-whiff na yung op shot niya. Very unfortunate. Pero at least Cloud9 still get 1 round in the bag. Close na close ang ating game but it's too close for comfort for Heroic because this is their map pick. Hindi nila kayang ibigay yung mapa na to. Or if or kung supportado talaga sila sa Cloud9, bigay na lang nila and Cloud9 go to champions.
That is true, my friend. I am looking forward kung ano man ang resulta ng map number 2 natin. It's definitely gonna be a spicy one. Back and forth na nga ang nakikita natin these first 10 rounds. And ayun na nga, the rush is upon us para dito sa Heroic. But is this gonna work up against the people who made the rush B strat? And ayun na nga, Habit with the first bullets already out. Oh, the transfer not successful, pero si Habit inubos na nga ang Heroic dito. Pulls out the USP. Just na lang natitira. Switches to the M4. And si Shiro na lang to get that last kill. Getting revenge. Heroic, kind of swarming him in that earlier round. Tapos biglang, yun naman pala, does get the final laugh dito sa ating next. 4-4, Cloud9 starting to shape up dito sa ating city side back.
When in doubt, rush B. Kaso, mukhang mag-doubt ulit dito ang Heroic because it did not work. They only found Nafani in that previous engagement and then clean up na lang dito para sa Cloud9. We are now tied 4-4. Dapat hindi ito mga nangyayari, especially if this is Heroic's map pick. Mukhang palaban pa rin dito ang Cloud9. They have all the strats ready and the counter strats as well. Unfortunately for Heroic, yes, they do benefit from that, from a 2-round loss bonus. Tama ba ako? Or sorry, a 3-round loss bonus. Pero they can't really afford anything else if they lose again on this round. Look at that. 100, 300 pesos lang yung laman ng mga wallet nila. I fear for Heroic if they lose this. Look at their positioning as well. Mapupunta sila sa crosshair dito ni Hobbit and they don't want that.
There it is, man. It's down. Needing an Advil after that one. Tinamaan sa ulo ng grenade. Definitely need some painkillers after that one. Pero Axel looking for the crawl dito sa apartments. Is the refresh special, man. They might remember this one. Kung merong ang flank na mangyayari dito, an Axel might take out the person trying to throw the flashes. That's gonna be the info. Mag-rotate na kayo dito sa A because Heroic is here to rush pero Axel is here to lurk. Chabi, sa kapunta.
Oy!
Pabalik nga sa ating gray screen, pabalik dito sa spec. Nade is gonna go through Shiro with the angles. Dush, masyado ka ng makulit dito sa smoke. He's gonna get taken down. And 30 seconds na lang natitira. Time is ticking para dito sa Heroic.
Yeah, Heroic, they don't have a lot of time to work with. 25 seconds into the game timer. I think this might be a call for a save pero hindi. Looking at how they're positioning themselves, maghahanap yata sila ng last 10 seconds burst pero maubusan sila ng oras. I think this is indeed a save. They don't have time whatsoever. Wala na sila yung ganung resource. And speaking of resources, they also don't have a lot of money to work with sa ating susunod na round. Cloud9 just aura block everybody from Heroic. Kailangan lang nilang postehan, kailangan lang nilang mamain at ambahan yung Heroic and that should win them the rounds. Time is in their favor here while they're on city side men. Cloud9, kailangan lang nila paglaruan dito yung oras.
Yeah, and ito na nga yung sinasabi ko, pre. Nung nawala si Refresh, the apartment's control just disappeared para dito sa Heroic. There is a reason why I called him the landlord dati kasi siya talaga yung nakakakuha ng apartments area dito sa By Inferno and now Heroic. Jabi is not doing the exact same job, no? Dito kay Refresh. Refresh is a lot more aggressive. He's a lot more assertive pagdating dun sa situation na yun. He loves to take itong apartments by himself and he does it successfully. Not every time, of course. Siyempre, this game is not, a game of guarantees. It's a game of chances na kailangan mo i-take on either side of the map. And it seems like itong Heroic, they really want to slow it down, making sure mahalin nila. Axel, baka magpupush na naman dito sa mid, but maybe that's not gonna be the case. A switch up galing dito sa C9 and Crossfire sa A side instead.
Yeah, Cloud9 just fortifying here onto B side and this is actually good, onto A side. This is actually good for them but not really in a good sense if Heroic try to go for a 4+1 push dito sa ating A side. This is very risky for both of our teams dahil matatagalan ng rotation ng players natin from B and Cloud9 might just have a few problems kapag magre-retake na sila. They could give side, that is an option. Pero mas maganda kung i-challenge lang nila. Heroic meanwhile making their presence known here on B. Mukhang nakaamoy din dito si Shiro. He's just gonna check this angle. But look at this again. Heroic going for the bait and switch plays. Illusion lang pala yung B-site, men.
It was all a ruse para dito sa Heroic. Pero makukuha ba nila? What a shot galing kay Juice. Taking the head off of the site player. Inters makukuha si Teses. But the site skirmish was won by Heroic. And now it is a 2v3 options para dito sa Cloud9. Retake or just take the guns back into the next round. Nafani, looking for the flank. Malay mo may makuha siya dito sa pit. I think kung hindi makuha ni Nafani itong initial pit fight, they're just gonna save. Kasi there's really no reason to go for this retake kung, meron ng initial info, especially dito kay Nafani. Pero Nafani maybe smelling someone in the graveyard area, maybe wanting to put someone 6 feet under. Pero Javi, waiting for the pick with ulo. Pero nakita yung kanyang napakahabang silencer dito, pare. Nako po, size matters from time to time. And Cloud9 gonna go back into the church. Pray that they can save this off. And buti na lang walang native si Shiro. He could have chucked one out. The classic. And ayun na nga. 5-5, pare.
Ayan. Parehas silang lamang. Pwede nilang gawin yun, no? During kung magsisave sila and then yung mga common na pwedeng pagtaguan ng mga tees. Batuhan nila ng molly or ng grenade. Pero tapos makakuha sila ng free kills. Look at that flick from Shush.
What a prank.
Wow.
Grabe naman yun.
Hospital flick kung hospital flick. Pero ang napunta sa hospital dito is yung 4 players ng Cloud9. They can't really do anything anymore. Pero here on this next round, probably, we're gonna go to another tactical pause coming out from, I think this is Cloud9's. So, kailangan talaga nila mag-recalibrate ulit. Bakit tayo natatalo sa ating city side? And yun nga, nangyari nga yung in-expect ko. Since the last 2 players were playing B site, sobrang tagal nung rotation nila and they cannot fortify. Hindi nila kaya i-bolster yung defense ng Cloud9 dun sa may A site any further. Because the rotations took a little bit too long. Wala. Yung rest back, kailangan na lang talaga nila mag-save. Unfortunately, Nafani was also taken out. Masyado siyang makulit and he got caught off guard. Here on round number 11 though, magkakaroon tayo again with the exchange of utilities here onto Banana. And walang makapag-push. This is control for C9. This is good for them though.
And Shiro inching ever so closer sa mid, pero hindi siya mag-overpeak dito. Despite na walang off-TT Heroic, he really does want to be careful dito sa ating game. One shot to the dome and you are basically eyes closed. Saying hi to the next round already. 1 minute na lang natitira dito sa ating oras. Shiro, napakadami pang utility dito yung Cloud9, no? Enough to actually delay this entire round para dito sa Heroic. So Heroic need to act fast. Is this gonna be an Archer's take or is this gonna be a B-take actually? Isang na naman bamboozle na nakikita natin dito, Choco. So this could be either C9 biting itong bait or is this gonna be them just defending itong site?
Yeah, may hilig. Parang nakita ko to sa Furia no isang araw kahapon. Pero look at this. Hobbit, mukhang it's just all smoke and mirrors. Kung basag-basag yung players nila, then we can win this all. Hobbit finds another Nafani from the plant box. Finds Teses through the smoke. And Heroic
ayun,
slowly crumbling. Ala, nagkakaharapan lang sila. Konting abante pa. Magkikis na naman kayo. Javi gets tagged to 9 HP. Shush does find the Fanny in the process. C4 is gonna be deployed. There's a lot of time for them to retake. Inters find one. Inters will find one and Shush will also be taken out. That is a very convincing retake coming out from Cloud9. And that was all from the initial pick-offs here through the smoke by Hobbit and Nafani. Yun ang paalang nakita.
Nagalit dito si Shiro, pare. Hindi binigyan ng homie kiss. Kaya syempre, just took him down. If you don't kiss your homies, then what are you doing, my friend? Grabe naman yun. Cloud9, 1 point. Parang nag-exchange lang sila ng mga rounds dito. It's like an equal fight. Parang Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. I don't know if it's the third one, yung close one, pero you guys figure it out. Pero, ayun na nga, Cloud9 looking for the 2-round lead. Axel, ito na naman, the second mid last. So, nyo po, turn around, Javi! Si Javi, ako po, na-screenshot yung moment na yun. Tapos sabi niya, you probably wondered why I ended up here. Nako po, Shiro. Nothing to add siya. Gusto ko yung ginagawa dito ng Cloud9. Initial passiveness dito sa B, then aangat dito si Hobbit. They think that it's clear, but it's not. There's a Hobbit right next to you, but Hobbit is gonna shoot the woods instead of the opponent. Nafani na lang natitira dito sa ating B side. Can the IGL defend this one on his own? He has the odd angle dito sa may pillar natin. Smoke is gonna come through. Wala nang LOS dito si Shiro. Double smoke dito sa side, so they might try to push itong CT actually to get some control. Pero Nafani Nafani, that's actually to block off yung line of sight dito ni Nafani. And Inter's pushing through the smoke. Alam niya na naman, napakadaming players dito ng Heroic dito sa may water area natin. And Tesses going for the plant, pero mawawala na ba yung smoke dito sa city? Ooh, the fake. Okay, na-delay pa nga dito ang Heroic. Tesses with the peak. Oh, leg lang pala yung nahanap dito. And Kadian, oh, may timing dito. Tesses, bakit may pupush yan? That's the two-man push. What a risky play galing dito sa Heroic. 30 HP left dito kay Kadian. Grabe naman, dinamay pa ang kanyang teammate dun sa play na yun. But a win is a win either way.
Indeed, a win is a win talaga. You need all of these errors. Hindi naman errors ng Heroic, pero yung errors ng Cloud9 to and capitalize on all of this. Look at that. Ang ganda ng push nila ng double pick. Sabay pa sila tumalon pero hindi umabot si Kadian. Dapat hindi na lang siya dapat siya tumalon doon eh. But I like the effort.
Si Kadian yung namatay kanina. Doon sa cons, naalala mo. Doon kay Shiro. So sabi niya, your turn. Ikaw naman yung bibig ko.
Bumawi lang. Pero it's still a good round for both of these teams. Grabe no, talagang tag of war lang sila men. Not giving an inch to each other. Although ang nakakuha ng momentum nung simula is yung Heroic because this is their map, so they would have the better strats. Pero at this Cloud9, meron lagi silang sagot every single round. Kailangan, ang gusto ko nga lang makita dito is uminit palalo si Shiro. I don't think a lot of his AWP shots are converting onto kills. Oh no, not like this. Jabi, caught with his pants down. Anong binabato mo? Masama yan. Uhulihin ka talaga ng mga counter-terror dito. Axile, good angle. Can he find this kill though? Instead, Nafani will find Shush. C4 has been destroyed. Axile finds another 2 versus 5. Oh no. Stun. Staying with his life. Hobbit with the lurk. Gets Kajan. And that is Nafani winning the round with this diffuse. Grabe yung Cloud9 dito. Very precise yung mga shots nila. Very clinical in terms of like defending the site itself. Hindi siya naging totally retake eh. Kasi unti-unting namamatay yung players natin from Heroic men.
Oo nga. Kadian. Not finding anyone dito sa mid, pero enters smoke criminal play once again galing sa kanya. Great timing galing dito kay Nafani, no? That was a really risky push to actually go for. Hindi niya alam kung meron tatlo dito sa kabilang side ng smoke or merong walang tao and he can get the odd timing. That's the risk that you have to go for pag IGL ka. You have to go for those risky pushes to provide space para sa team mo, and indeed he did. Heroic down to the pistols pare, and they finally decide to go for an eco. Akala ko walang eco sa strat book ng Heroic. Akala ko force buy lang every round.
I think kailangan na talaga nilang gumawa ng mga high risk reward play dito. Pero naiintindihan ko rin kasi round 14 eh. So I think they're preparing for the final round of the half. They want to close this out onto an 8-7. If they win this round, pwede mag 7-7 siya. Pero yun nga, Heroic is aiming to go for that scoreline, or kung madaming errors dito ang Heroic, then it could be a 6 to 8 scoreline. Tama ba yung mathematics ko? 6 to 9 pala ang ating score mamaya, which is very nice for us kasi masasabi natin yun. But not nice for Heroic dahil Cloud9, once they're on the T side, they could control the pace of the game and the Heroic might not be ready for it.
That's true. Heroic using this one. Once again, the pseudo timeout strat sa kanilang team. And now they're gonna look for the play dito sa ating A side. This could actually work kung mahanap nila ang mga importante players dito para Axel just blocking it off. Nade, you have to throw that now, my friend, kasi lilipad na nga ang Heroic pa sa harap mo, and enters. Gets the kill dito kay Chappy. Chappy not getting any apartments control whatsoever. Flash is gonna go down. 1 HP dito si Tesses. Nadamay pa nga siya dito sa crossfire. And 2v3 situation. Si Nafani nasa likod na naman. Pero Josh taking his head off. And ito nga yung sinasabi ko, this is a possibility with Stown getting that kill. Pero ayaw niya kunin yung op. Hindi niya alam kung nasan si Habit dito. The crossfire not yet established galing dito sa Heroic. But that's gonna be the peak. Pero isa sa tao dito sa pits. Josh is gonna go down. But Stown, babatukan dito ang ating tropang Habit with a deagle. Nako po, the shots weren't hitting para dito sa Cloud9, and they just get outnumbered dito sa A side.
They got outnumbered and got overwhelmed despite yung heroic mas mababa yung kalibre ng baril nila. So this is actually a huge win for heroic. Yung mga small wins talaga na to. This is already piling up. 7-7 ang scoreline natin, men. And yun nga, pupunta na tayo sa last round ng ating half. And I don't know, this is very, very close. Mas maganda yung barrel dito ng Heroic. They have a lot of utility to work with. Cloud9, meron silang 3 mollies, a few flashes as well. Important dito sa round na to is katulad ng ginawa nila, I think 2 or 3 rounds ago, i-save nila yung molly, i-save nila yung isang smoke para ma-close out or tawag dito, ma-block yung mga common sidelines ng Heroic once they go for the retakes. But nababa na agad dito lahat ng mga utilities dito ni Fanny. So that's gonna be a huge loss for Cloud9 in this round.
Smoke pa yung nawala. That's like at least 15 to 20 seconds worth of delay na pwede mangyayari dito sa B-side. But they can pick it up, pare. Nandun lang. It's just conveniently placed. Flash is gonna go through. Pulag na pulag yung mga players. Tessus turns around. He does get itong si Inters, but Axile, the important player, is still alive. Naspatan siya dito sa graveyard, but puts Jappy in the grave sa apartments. He just cannot pay the rent at this point. Hindi na talaga makahanap ng kahit isa dito, but Down starting to activate dito sa ating game and gets to dito sa A-side. And Hobbit, oh, sweet Hobbit, the veteran, para dito sa Cloud9. Nakita na nga siya dito sa short. Another crossfire. Deja vu dito sa ating last round. But now it's KD and itong si Stown. It's gonna be the jump through. Nakuha na si Stown, but does not get itong si KD and Heroic pang ang lumabas. May advantage dito sa ating first half. What a half galing dito sa Heroic. And hindi pa nga ito yung strong side nila dito.
That is very true. Heroic, although medyo shaky yung start nila, or hindi, strong yung start nila, Cloud9 just pulling back the rounds every single time. They managed to close it out on 8-7. So I think this is actually this could be a winnable game for Heroic if they keep up this kind of momentum. Kasi ilang puntos na lang kailangan nila? 8 points na lang. That's quick maths. And Cloud9, well, sila naman yung magdidictate ng pace. If they can win the first pistol round, then panalo tayo. And magsiswing na yung momentum sa side nila. All they have to do is just press on the gas pedal and then overwhelm din dito yung ating players from Heroic. Katulad ng ginagawa nila ng Heroic from during their A pushes. Nagpo 4+1 sila, 4 people on A long, 1 on A short, and then wala na. Ipit yung players ng Cloud9 dun sa mismong A side. And with that, yung rotations coming from B masyadong matagal. They can't really do anything else aside from exit flags, men.
Yeah, I mean, what can they do, pare? At that point, exit frags is all that you can go for. It is a pretty equal game so far, no? I think what is important para dito sa Heroic, Jush is online, Stown is about to come online. Someone needs to help Javi at this point. Teses, medyo nadapa dito sa T-side. KDN doing KDN things. So, you know, the Heroic tempo is a lot better dito sa ating second game, dito sa ating first half at least. Pero para dito sa Cloud9, no, si Hobbit is still hot, Axile is still hot. Ang problema nga lang, yung pushes na ginagawa kanina ni Fanny dun sa Vertigo is not working dito sa Inferno. So it's not hitting the same para dito sa Cloud9 pagdating dito sa kanilang IGL and sa kanyang mga aggressive pushes. So I think para dito sa T-side at least, may incentivize itong si Fanny to go for those aggressive pushes once again. And sana naman gumana para dito sa Cloud9 kasi it seems like medyo naglalak ang kanilang firepower dito sa ating first half pagdating dito sa baka ibang players natin. But it seems like if Axile can do his normal thing, no pare, kasi si Axile, tignan mo naman yung nangyari kanina, he can really single-handedly defend the site by himself. And sana naman mag-activate dito si Inters. Inters has not really showed up for the past few games and kailangan talagang may tulong dito si Fanny at si Axile, pare, kasi they need their third player. Trio is better than a duo, pare, pagdating dito sa kanilang offense. And pag wala dito si Inters, it's gonna be definitely a struggle to literally straight up fight ang mga riflers dito ng Heroic, especially considering kung gaano kainit na nga si Jush and gaano kainit na nga dito si Stown. And if Stown can start to activate, then Heroic can definitely cut out itong mapa na to. Kasi they've been kind of looking at Stown dito, no, sa Heroic. Kasi siya talaga yung, you know, the main star. Siya yung parang, kumbaga, ina-aside nila as that player that can really be that spark para sa kanilang team. Pero ayun nga, I think it's starting to activate dito sa ating first half. And if that can happen then dito sa ating second half, then yeah, Heroic's gonna have a good time. Cloud9, let's see what happens, man. I mean, both teams seems like sobrang equal nila dito sa ating game. It's just a back and forth. Maybe OT?
Maybe OT indeed. Tingnan natin. Based on the scoreline itself, it's not far from happening. Pero yun nga, I agree. I think Inters mainit siya kanina dun sa ating game number 1 on Vertigo. Pero ngayon parang parang nawalan yata siya ng gana or medyo na-tilt na yata siya ng konti. He's not converting kills. He's not converting all of his utility usage. Hindi nga siya masyado nakakapag follow up kills once na nag-first contact na dito yung players natin from Cloud9. So I think he really does need to activate right here, right now, especially with Cloud9 dictating the pace and probably playing a little bit very aggressive here. Look at this, a 5-man push going here onto Banana. Kaso masya-shutdown sila. Double kill from Shush already. But Inters is right here. Pinag-usapan natin siya kanina. He manages to get a trade onto Shush himself. Here comes Sheik up from above. Assassin's Creed style. 3 versus 3 situation though. One player left onto site. That is gonna be Jabi. Oh sorry, dalawa pala. Si Jabi at si Kajan ang nandito sa mismong site. They could still win this out. But here comes the Molly. Gonna flush them out. Kajan with a spicy head tap onto Shiro. Inters finding another. That's gonna be his second. Kajan still dancing around behind this pillar. Can he find one kill? No, he cannot. Inters run and gun. That's gonna be his triple. Nafani goes down to a 1 versus 1. This could be a 4K for Inters. Yung kanina, yung malamig na player natin could be very hot. He's blazing hot. Like, he burns everybody on the side of Heroic and he manages to redeem himself, man.
Narinig yata ako, pare. Sabi niya, shut up, Sticky Frog. Ako na dito. I will take the pistol round into my own hands. And ayun na nga, just despite a really good start dito sa banana area natin with that initial push, Inters. We've been waiting, man. Where have you been?
Oo nga.
Where have you been, pare? Kanina pa kailangan dito ng Cloud9 ang iyong frag prowess dito, but it seems like he's more of a T-side player para sa kanyang team. And they take out yung dalawang mainit na player agad dito, no? That is just Josh and Stown out in an instant para dito sa Heroic, and they have to rely on the last 3. My man is asleep right now dito sa ating screen, but now he wakes up. Welcome to Rio, baby.
Well, I can't blame him kasi I think kanina pa yata yung Rio Major natin. 6 hours na yata yung sa side nila, but I think it's a lot longer kasi syempre mag-open pa yung arena, so I can't really blame him. Pero dapat gising ka lagi, katulad nung nangyari kay Inters. Nagising din siya dito sa ating previous round, managing to bag a 4K with just a simple pistol. Oh my goodness, dapat kanina pa siya gising, but ngayon lang siya na-activate mismo. That is what Cloud9 has been looking for. Nafani inching forward. He finds Kajan. Kahit mas maganda yung angulo ni Kajan doon. That was an error. Huge. They give up a lot of space. And it is gonna be a 2-3 push for C9. Ipit na ang players natin dito from Heroic. What can they do, man?
Yeah, they need to start nading itong pit. Kung kaya yung Cloud9, you do not want to risk this crossfire happening, and Zero takes the head off of Jush. That is the important player down. Si Teses na andito pa sa side, naghahagis ng mga flash, pero si Stao na andito sa likod, missing those first few shots dito kay Zero. Bomb is down, but the numbers are not adding up para dito sa Heroic. The T-side start para dito sa Cloud9. 2 quick ones back in their way. They lose some members, but doesn't matter. They keep all the important weapons in their hands, pare.
Wow, maganda sana. Yeah, nagising ulit siya. Ang hilig niya matulog, but yun nga, this is a really good start for Cloud9, men. They just find the momentum very quickly. Nagsimula lang talaga yun dun sa ating first pistol round. And by the way, nanalo nga pala tayo. So, congrats din sa atin. But Heroic, not really in the best position. I think nag-force buy sila sa previous round, no? So, this is gonna be very painful for them as it is gonna be an expected round loss. But look at the setup, man. It's a triple stack. A quad stack, it seems as well. Ooh. Ready kaya dito yung Cloud9. This is gonna be painful for Heroic as well. Isang nade lang. Kawawa sila lahat, man.
Nafani, pasok. Ikaw na mag-info. I don't think Shiro wants to peek this, man. I feel like he knows what is about to come. The 4-man pyramid action. Na nakita niyo pa. Run the other way. Punta na kayo ng A. Oh, no. ayun na nga. The pyramid is broken. The cheerleader action na nakita natin sa B site is gone. And Hobbit. Oh, Smoke is gonna go through, prevent the rotations. May USP pa lumabas dito sa library. Of course, you have to keep quiet, man. You have to keep the silencers on. Nasa library ka, pare. And Heroic. Ako po, tayo na lang sa kabilang side ng Smoke. Mali mo, nandun si Inter na push.
That is quite an exchange here. 2-for-4 trade in favor of Cloud9. Jappy is the last guy alive. Nakapulot pa siya ng libreng AK-47. So it still could still be a winnable round for him. Nakakita siya na isang player na funny. He's trying to pick. Kaso hindi. It's still gonna be Axel challenging and winning that round. Grabe. Sayang yung high-risk play ng ng Heroic. Natuwa ako doon kasi ang dami la doon sa mismong A-site. Wait lang. Mali yata yung camera angle.
Vertical. Oh. Pantigtok yata yung hanap yata ng obs dito, pare. Kanina umiikot, parang drone shot kayo. Vertical naman. Pero grabe
at
naman
least, nag-experiment yung obs natin, di ba?
Yeah, the first one almost made me puke once. That's for sure. Not to lie. Kasi medyo mahiluhin ako pagdating sa mga ganun. You know, like, when things move too fast. But speaking of too fast, C9. I mean, they're pretty slow. That's for sure. You know, tamang crawl lang. Guys, knocking on the doors. Nasa na yung rent? Pero... Jesus, man. What a crouch speed. Galing kina Paris. It's just pa yung namatay. Jabby! Naku po, man. That's the guy from the apartment. He didn't pay rent at all. And Nafani is just gonna collect whatever money he has at this point. And Heroic, they run on back to the B side. Go back to the church. Magdasal kayo that they could get the next round. No money to drop para sa kanilang mga teammates at all. This is tough para sa Heroic, man. Cloud9 having this good of a start. Tapos si Inters nag-activate na dito sa game natin. That's a lot of bad signs for the city side.
This is really bad for Heroic talaga. They just gave up site for free. They're also not looking for any exit frag. So, wala silang extra credits patungo dun sa ating next round. But this is probably a good call. Nagtitiwala naman ako sa coach dito ng Heroic, but they cannot afford yung mga ganong klaseng mga mistakes. Siguro pag nakaamoy sila ng isang A rush or na B rush, i-fortify na agad nila. +1 dito men sa B site or dito sa A site para at least yung mga trades pabor nga sa Cloud9, pero pwede tayo mag-retake afterwards. Pero hindi nangyari. Kasi Nafani just finds the first kill. Ang ganda ng pagka-pick niya. He finds 2 as well. Sobrang aggressive ni Nafani. It reminds me of Art sa mga nakaraang matches natin. Just presses W, men. Sira yata yung S-key niya.
Yup. Jabby, man. Not having the best of games. 11 and 15. KDN as well. 10 and 13. But KDN used the entry or the offer para sa kanyang team. Either way, he is gonna go aggressive dito sa may logs with a very, very expensive weapon. Pag yan natabunan ng nade, that's gonna be very, very bad news para sa kanya. Pero si Axel just stacking everything. Onting shrapnel sa kanyang knee. But I think he's just gonna pull it out after this one. And 1 minute 25 left on the clock. Tamang banana control muna tayo dito, pare. Pero KDN, solo hold dito sa B. Pag namatay si KDN, pare, tignan mo, tatakbo na agad C9 dito.
Makatakbo yung C9. Ayan na nga, that signals everybody from Cloud9 to push forward. Kaso nag-molly sila ng medyo kakaiba. They actually mollied themselves out from B side. So they're expecting probably a trade from Teses. Kaso hindi yun yung nangyari. Instead, they're trying to look for a re-hit instead. Molly comes out from Teses, pero what can that do? Especially against the remaining 3 players.
Nasa yung
op. Barrel dito ni Teses, men. Hinahanap nga niya.
Alam mo, nasa yung op, sumabog kanina doon sa HE nade, pare. It probably flew papunta doon sa Dusto, pare. Pero, titignan pa natin. Is this gonna be a successful B-side hit? Probably is gonna be. Tignan mo yung defense. It's non-existent. It's nothing. It's nada. It's 0. And a single smoke, and they have B-side.
Yeah, isang mabilis ang push lang dito from Cloud9. Inters with the lurk. He gets 2. Oh my God. Rinig na rinig kaya ata niya, men. PPM ka nito ni Inters mamaya. Eto na, oh. Habang naglalaro pa siya, eto na, men. Eto na Sneaky.
I will gladly accept it.
Oh,
my
activated na ako.
My Steam Noti. Shut up, Sneaky. Okay. Sorry. My bad, Loads. Ako, Tao lang naman, pero Shiro, he's also human. He can also die from a shot to the head from an AK-47. Axile, he's gonna die as well. They don't want itong si Jush to keep this AWP. So they're gonna hunt him down. Nafani up next. Let's see what the man can do. Free fire? Oh, si Hapit pala yung gusto mauna dito. He wants his kill. Does get kills.
Nako.
Jush on 11 HP. Habulin mo na, Fanny! Ayun na nga. They get the op. No op for KDN dito sa ating next round. And Cloud9, 4 points. And champion stage is theirs. Heroics though, they have plenty of fight in them dito pare. Pero grabe si Shiro. To the wall and enters with a clutch 2 kills dito sa second mid. This is the enters that they need. That's for sure.
Yeah, the lurker plays from Inters just paying dividends para dito sa Cloud9. And almost stealing as well the AWP para dito kay Shush, pero hindi, mas mabilis din dito gumalaw si Axile and also finds a last exit frag. Medyo nanginig din dito yung Heroic, so they will have to be forced onto a pause. Very low in terms of economy. Yes, meron sila ditong AWP kay Kajan, so that's probably one of their better valued weapons, pero kailangan nilang matamaan pa rin yung shots nila. Remember, during that previous encounter on round number 20, tama yung angle yan. Nandun lang sa may ibabaw dito ng nung wall na yun, dito sa banana, pero hindi nakapag-connect. And with the peak from C9, eliminates him immediately. Tapos tamang reheat na lang dito yung Cloud9, secure the round. Pero marami ding mistakes yung Cloud9 doon. They tried to deny the AWP and also lost 4 players in the process. Instead, pwede naman nilang ibigay na lang siguro yung yung mga barrel na natitira para sa Heroic, but no, they had to pay with their lives but still winning the round for themselves.
To exist, looking at Jabby menacingly, maybe the same way as FNX was looking at the one player. Sabi niya, ako na maglalaro. Si Exist, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Exist, I would think if he subbed in right now, he would have really good contributions. I mean, he did it in FaZe, he did it in NIP, maybe he can do it in Heroic, but we are gonna find out in just a bit if they do need to sub. Cloud9, they're really wanting to sell, no? Yung parang fake, but it's not really a fake at the same time. Nades are gonna start to fly. Down, is he gonna go down? Good boost papunta dito sa my new box, pero si Jabby na andito sa may flower pot boost. Tumingin naman kayo sa likod nyo. Shiro try to go for the shot pero walang nakakover. Yun lang, umabot pa kayo mandig dito ni Teses. Shiro mag-isa na lang with the AK. Nakuha si Jabby, hindi niya makuha dito si Teses. The crossfire finally working para dito sa Heroic. And we do love Brazil. W country.
We do love Brazil, but I really love yun nga na point out mo yung pinaka-crossfire dito ng Heroic. You know, look at that. From the plant box, Jabby gets 3. Sorry, 2 lang palang nakuha niya. But still, that was a very, very hard to penetrate defense for the side of Heroic. I think kinulangan lang ako ng flashes dito sa Cloud9 ng C9 or yung mga mismong smokes and mollies patungo dun sa B site. If you're gonna clear angles, at least clear it correctly. Mag-flash kayo, men, para hindi makakita yung players natin from Heroic. Instead, no flashes, no particular mollies to drive out yung mga angles, and they just got punished one by one. Hobbit and Shush, Jabby as well, get trades after trades after trades. Still in favor of Heroic right here. Our CT side is doing it. Heroic just need 3 points more.
Yeah, and if they can take out itong Arches player, that's gonna be good news. Pero if makat off nila yung rotation dito ni Jabby, that's gonna be huge. Oh, Jabby's gone. Mag-isa na lang dito si Shush sa side, but Kenny makes something happen. Axile is down. He goes back in. And Shiro looking for the slow peek. Merong magpipeek sa likod mo, but is it gonna be Shiro finally getting this kill kay Shush? Medyo kinakabahan si Shush dito. Library smokes gonna go down. Nade? Naku po, medyo mali yung molly dito. Wrong plant spot, that's for sure. Shiro with the op, pare. Always a factor para dito sa Cloud9. Kanina namatay si KDN. They no longer have that long-range presence, that one-shot delete from their main IGL. Instead, it is gonna be Stown and Teses. Stown, let's see what this young star can do. 11 and 15 so far in the game. Can turn 13 and 15 after this one if pagawa niya nga. But Shiro is just a bit faster. The Ferrari pick dito kay Teses, and that is gonna stare Stown in the ice, pare, and he has to back away with his tail down. para masave niya ang kanyang baril dito. Cloud9 converting a 3v4 into a 2v1 win.
Cloud9 just showing them, showing Brazil as well as Heroic who has the better T side right here. Kasi kung kanina maaalala mo back and forth yung game natin. Pero Cloud9, they're just putting a wider gap every single round right here sa ating game. This has been the biggest gap of the game so far, men. 4 points dito sa ating mapa na to. This is not looking good for Heroic, especially with a very low economy coming right here.
Oh! What? 10 pesos lang, meron ka ng libreng tuhog dito sa B-site. Josh and Tesses say goodbye. 2 rifles down. Nako po. 2 for 1 special with the op pa rin si Jabi na discover pa. Bro, this guy cannot catch a break and nahabol pa nga siya ng Mac 10. And ayun na nga, Cadian and Stown wondering what happened dito sa banana. 2 bodies, 1 shot, 0 looking for more. Stown looking for the op. Nako po, si Zero knows. Zero's hungry for this one, looking for the kill dito kay Stown. Stown wants the op as well, pero Stown is too scared to peek dito sa may banana area natin. He knows that this op is basically on fire na Fanny looking for the exit flags and they want no rifles to be involved dito sa next round ng Heroic. Cadian is low. Hobbit's about to swing. Stown gonna get 1 pero meron pa tao dito sa base. Cadian is gonna take down na Fanny but I think the damage has been done dito sa Heroic pare. If they can get these last 2 members, nako po, Heroic will be left with nothing but their pistols. And ayun na nga, that is the goodbye as well from Russia with love pare. Grabe naman yun, 9 and 14 with an amazing shot from Zero. Mind-blowing with that one.
Nagising din yata yun. Yun nga nagising din yata yung mga tao dito sa paligid ko. Sorry na lang, but I really have to react to that shot. Grabe. Wallbang, collateral, tapos ano pa, quick peek. Dito nyo lang makikita yun sa Counter-Strike, guys. That is what these guys live for. Ito yung mga magagandang nakikita natin sa mga highlight plays. And I've seen it for myself. My goodness. For Heroic though, kailangan din nila gumawa ng mga highlight plays nila. Wag sila yung receiving end dun sa mismong highlight. They need to find a lot of value kills dito sa kanilang possibly last buy round. Look at their economy. Sobrang taghirap sila, men. It's gonna be very heartbreaking for Heroic here on their map pick dito sa Inferno. Dapat sila yung nananalo, men. But what's happening?
And this is gonna put them in a really bad position if matalo sila dito sa round na to. No economy to work with at all. They are risking yung penultimate match point for a round win. It is pretty close, no? Pwede pa mangyari dito yung 10-14 if magkamali nga dito yung Cloud9 kahit isang beses lang. Cadian, the essence of the timing. Pero nakita na nga siya ni Hobbit dito. One veteran to another, he says hi. And Smoke is gonna go down. Wala nang rotation na pwedeng papuntahan dito ang Heroic. Library is blocked off. Artist is blocked off. Hobbit, ako gusto pang maglabas ng nade. Nice, huwag masyado maingay sa library pare. Masyado kayo maingay dyan. You're not reading the sign on the side pare. Pero, Tesses though, down to 67 HP. Hindi ko alam paano nangyari yun. Pero, Molotovs, mukhang lilipad na nga papunta dito sa may pit area natin. Great timing on that Smoke. Meron ng onting one-way dito si Josh. Pero pag na-catch dito si Josh pare, he's in a really dangerous place if he does not get any of these frags. Shiro, waiting for that smoke to dissipate for the re-molly dito sa may pit area natin. And it is about to come right about now. And the timing is real para dito kay Josh. Dalawang tao dito sa mini pit. That's gonna be almost 1 down. Spray's gonna go in. Nafani's gonna get 1. Pero si Jabi na andito pa rin. Oh, it does get 1. Pero Zero takes him down. Gagawa ka pa ba ng play dito, Jabi? You have not done anything this entire game. Denying it once again, Stown. Look at his face, man. Pure depression from that round, pare.
Namumutla nga yata si Stone. Balik nga dun, offside, di yata tayo naririnig. Pero yun nga, that is a tilter, men. Ubos yung players natin from Heroic. Stone might be able to find an exit frag, but yun lang yung makukuha niya. That's all that he can get. He does have
Try to go for the ninja.
defuse kit. Pero hindi na kaya. Yeah. Hindi siya magaling na ninja, may nakita siya eh.
Oo nga eh. Hindi kasi siya nakapajama pa. Alam mo naman.
Namumutla pa siya. So, kitang-kita siya.
Alam mo naman, pag minsan di ka pa tikabahan, pare.
That's true. Look at this play, though.
I mean, Jappy gets one, bro. But, just like I said, yung frags na nasa kanya ngayon doesn't really mean anything. You could get, 14 frags, but he had 11. Nung nag-start yung half natin, he has gotten a total of 3 or 4. Dito sa ating half, minimal impact from the new player dito ng Heroic. Maybe a bit of regret galing sa side nila. Boss Jack, parang nag-regret yatang nawala si Refresh dito, pare. Nawalan sila ng control sa apartments. Nako po. ay. Pero yun naga. Refresh. Hopefully he does make it to champion stage, no? Para maging sweet naman yung revenge.
Yes. Hopefully, yun yung maging kalalabasan nung masusunod natin ng matches. But Cloud9 already getting smell of that champion stage. 10 puntos na lang. Aangat na sila. Heroic though, it's gonna be a tough match for them. Kailangan nila ng 6 pa na points para makahabol dito. And then possibly bring us to an overtime. Look at this first contact. It's gonna be Nafani. He takes out Cajun. Jabi with the double. That's a good trade. Heroic might be able to get this. But look at this. Look at the positioning from Cloud9. They're falling into the hands of Teses. Pag hindi na clear, ni Stone pala dito. Oh no! Stone goes down. He does manage to take out Hobbit, bringing us to a 2 versus 3. It's still winnable for Heroic here. But they need to act fast. Teses is here. Why is he not shooting through a smoke? Oh! We're not shooting. Oh! Axel gets a double. It's now all up to Shush. AK-47 on hand. 2 players on C9. Very low on HP. C4 has been deployed.
Oh
what
my
can this
God.
man do?
It's a disaster. Oh my God, pare. What is this? It's a disaster again and again and again para dito sa Heroic. White Peak galing kay Axel. He's gonna die. Shiro, meron pa siyang Molotov dito. Nag-M4 si Idol para sure na makuha niya ang planter na to. Molly, extra 10 seconds. Pipik itong ni Josh but he knows the footsteps. Nako po. Uy, kalma lang Josh, pare. Nagpapanik ka masyado. Nasunog ka na dito. Zero with the White Peak and tinapos na nga. Cloud9 punch their ticket to the champion stage and Genuis Arena, the first CIS team to represent dito sa ating playoffs. Cloud9, they just played amazingly this entire best of 3 series, outplaying itong Heroic at every turn of the corner.
My goodness. Napaka-intense yung last segment na yun. Kasi dapat bumaril si Tesis at least get some chip damage at mapaatras ng konti yung players natin from Heroic. From Cloud9 from pushing that actual smoke. Kaso si Axile, binilang niya yung bala niya and it was all enough to get a double kill, securing the site itself. Yes, nagkaroon pa ng trade, naging 1v1 na lang dahil nag-overplay dito yung nag-overplay ng konti si Axile.
I've got Axel with me here on the stage and well, mate, you've made it to Legends. You made a huge set of comeback games. You took down FaZe, you took down Na'Vi, and now you've just taken down Heroic. Not onliners anymore then, no?
Yeah, we just did great work, and I'm proud of my team. It's very good.
And was it a nice change to not have to come back in all these other games, right? You guys have been down, the other team's been in the lead. Here, you guys had control pretty much all the time.
It's a very good feeling when after Challengers 0-2, you come in Legend stage 0-3. It's very good. We just talking about our mistakes every day, and it's hard work really, and this work pays off.
Hard work does pay off. Now, your coach Groove, right, he's always very critical, he's in-depth, right, of what he thinks you guys should be doing, the game plan. What did he say to you when you got to this stage, when you got to the Legend stage and you had the reset?
They are doing great work, and we are just confident, and we are doing our game, and our game is working. We just need to keep focus and talk in the game in rounds, and yeah.
And what about your individual performance? You had a 1.0 rating in the Challenger stage. It was only in the games where you started to fight back, but you gave us a good chance of it. Here, though, you've gone to the superstar mode again. You just feel more confident, or something else happened, mate?
Yeah, maybe. I think for me, more easier to play against high teams. Yeah, and some problems with mouse in challenger stage. So yeah.
Well, it's a good job so far from you guys. Congratulations, mate. Welcome to the playoff stage. Cloud9, our first team through.
We are having an interesting champion stage already. Cloud9 subverting expectations after a horrible start dito sa ating challenger stage. Now, 3-0 a clean legend. Mukhang mas mahirap yata yung challenger stage para sa side nila kasi there's a lot of unpredictable factors. No? There's a lot of unknowns na pwede makuha dito. Pero yun nga, I mean, they have faced itong heroic sa online era natin again and again and again. And Cloud9 proving they are no damn onliners, my friend. They are here to play dito sa ating LAN. Eh, grabe naman, Cloud9. Insane. I mean, both games, as soon as nag-turn na yung half natin, they had control of the game. Grabe talaga, bro. I'm just straight up impressed sa pinapakita ngayon ng Cloud9 dito sa ating game. And I'm excited dito sa ating champion stage kung ganito na yung level ng CS na nakikita natin ganis Cloud9. Paano pa ba ang ating legend stage? Of course, a shout out that yun nga dun kay Groove, the Moscow 5 legend, and of course the VP 1.6 legend as well, being so critical para sa kanyang team is kind of key, no? Dito sa ating sistema ng Cloud9 kasi the more na critical dito si Groove, the more na nag-i-improve yung Cloud9. Kasi itong Cloud9, no, feeling ko yung mindset nila, hindi sila maalat pag kinikriticize sila. Instead, tinatanggap nila pare. And you know, they just get better off of that. They do not argue. Instead, they just improve. And ito na nga, we do see the stats Shiro. An insane series, pare, as expected. 53 and 22. This kid is built different, as Tarek would say dun sa kanyang mga reaction to this major. Every time Cloud9 plays, this guy shows up, and thank God Inters is back para dito sa C9 pare kasi I feel like they really needed him dito sa Inferno game, especially with those lurks and with those support para sa kanyang team. Cloud9 just built different dito sa ating game.
Yeah, that is very true. When you needed Inters, para siyang superhero, he just swoops down and then just gives the win, just gives the morale boost to everybody. Talagang right timing yung activation ni Inters dun sa ating second half ng Inferno. All the shots were connecting, all the rounds were converting. Cloud9 just run away with it. Hindi, yun nga, di ba, nung first half natin, it was very close. 8-7 yung naging score. And then pagdating dun sa ating second half, almost 1 or 2 rounds lang nabigay dito ng Cloud9 para sa Heroic. And then, that's all they get. Cloud9 sa amin na to, sabi nila, we're going to challengers. Dito lang kayo sa arena na to. Hanggang dito lang kayo maglalaro. And gusto ko rin yung interview nila, men. Yung yung sa interview, they talk about their mistakes every day. So, nag-data gather lang sila doon sa challengers. Natalo tayo sa ganito. Pangit yung angle ko dito. Sige, pagdating natin sa Legends, sige, apply natin yung mga pagbabago. Apply natin yung mga bagong strategies. And then, yun nga, it was effective. They now go up onto champions, men. Kudos to them.
Grabe talaga. And at the heart of it, man, of course, itong si Groove, the Ruski coach, really being critical of his team and really making sure that they learn from that initial mistake galing dito sa Fnatic. And ayun na nga, MVP dito sa ating game, it's obvious, bro. It is so damn obvious. Brought to you by Rivalry, of course. And it is the baby face assassin himself na si Shiro. Grabe talaga, 53 and 22. Kahit mapa-rifle, kahit mapa-op, this guy is deadly, pare.
Yeah, definitely. Look at those eyes. He's gonna stare you down with his op, with his M4 or AK-47, and ganyan lang yung facial expression niya. But joking aside, very high impact player nga naman ng si Shiro, but I'd also like to talk about the other players ng Cloud9. It's not just Shiro who who won this game. It was also up to Nafani as well as to Inters, just bringing everything together. Talagang maganda yung pag-compose ng team nila. Everything just worked out in the end, despite them having like a shaky start here in this in the Rio tournament. Pero yun nga, once again, Cloud9 are really a really good team to watch dito sa ating champions kasi sila na nga yung unang tatapak doon. I'd love to see more of them and hopefully tayo rin makapag-gas, Nikki.
Hopefully. I want to see itong Cloud9 just keep on growing dito sa ating tournament. All the calls are so good, especially the on-the-fly calls dito ni Nafani in that 3v4 situation. The straight up impressed me, no? I mean, usually IGLs would break down and panic sa mga ganun na situations, but Nafani is just cool, calm, and collected, and sisigaw pa siya ng harosh right after just to intimidate itong kabilang side natin dito. And that is it para dito sa ating best of 3 2-0. Cloud9 punch their way papunta sa ating champion stage. And of course, bago nga pala kaming, the usual thank sponsors and thank everyone. Make sure to check out yung socials, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and on Twitch. Mas active ako sa Twitter. Sneaky Frogcasts. And of course, dito kay choco.bclyn on FB. So make sure to give us a follow. Malay mo, di ba, may lumabas na content about Counter-Strike or ito, alam mo naman guys, pagdating sa tweets ko, there's gonna be a lot of rants going on, especially dito kay Heroic and kay Jabi right about later. Pero yun nga, pasalamat ulit dito sa ating rivalry.com. Use the code Lupon WXC for up to $200 deposit bonus. And syempre, if magbabet kayo dito sa ating next na game, the next game is gonna be so hype, my friend. Especially, we are almost half capacity. Hindi pa to yung, I think full capacity niya yung stadium kasi dumarating na lahat ng mga tao. Furia versus Big, the rematch from the challenger stage. Is it gonna be Furia finally going through? Wait, going through na ba? 2-0 na ba sila direct? I think 2-0 na sila. That's for sure. Ayun, 2-0 na. So, if manalo yung Furia mamaya, pasok na sila sa champions, and we are gonna have a Brazilian team in champions. What a crowd reaction that we might have galing nga doon. And ayun na nga. I mean, ano pa? CSGO Fast. Oh, I almost forgot about CSGO Fast. CSGO Fast, of course, di natin kakalimutan. If you want to look swaggy in the game, make sure to use our referral code FocusFire kung bibili nga kayo ng skins. And yun nga, if gusto mo maging swaggy, kagaya nga ni Shiro kanina with that tuhog, make sure to use and buy some skins. And yun nga, referral code once again, FocusFire, para masuportahan nyo naman ang effort to bring Counter-Strike back to the Philippines. And once again, thank you sa lahat ng mga viewers, Facebook viewers, salamat. And YouTube viewers, spasiba. That's mostly you guys. Pero ayun nga, sa mga manonood pa after, thank you. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. 20.5k pare. Kakahit pa lang natin ng 20k. Meron na tayong 500 agad. The support is insane from the international audience galing dito sa YouTube. So once again, spasiba to the people that are subscribing to the FocusFire YouTube channel. And gracias to that one Spanish guy, the one German guy as well, danke. And whatever thank you that I can come up with in another language, but thank you for supporting FocusFire. And that is it for me and Shoko. We are gonna see you tomorrow for more action para sa amin dalawa. Pero meron pang isang game after this one. Of course, it is gonna be Furia and Big Game, casted by ya boy, JB, and the Filipino Hobbit himself, Mr. Naufu. Hey, he just got done playing. Sakto, kakalaro lang ni Hobbit, magkakas na siya agad. Yun yung grind set dito ni Hobbit, pare. Pero yun na nga, that is it para sa amin dalawa ni Choco. It's been fun, but we have to skedaddle out of here. So, see you later.
3, 2, 1.
This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool, so the more players, the more money there is to win. Once enough players join, the race is on. Races last just a couple of minutes and are fully automated. Rush Lane is driven by our unique physics-based randomness engine. Starting positions, track segments, and traps are all randomly generated, and we've tested over 10,000 races to ensure no player has any advantage over another. Cheer on your racer as they scream down the winding city streets and through mysterious alternate worlds filled with dangerous traps and pitfalls. The first player to cross the finish line wins the biggest share of the prize pool. But don't worry, the top few finishes are also in the mix to win. The exact number of winners will change depending on how many players were in the race. The more players, the more winners. Rush Lane is live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can jump into the action anytime you want. Good luck out there, racers. Only on Rivalry.com.
Three, two, one.
This is Keanu Reeves, and welcome to Rush Lane. Rush Lane is a new intense multiplayer racing game where you can compete against real players to win real money. Set in the towering crime-filled metropolis of Hub City. Here, champions put their life on the line for glory, power, and riches in the ultimate death race, known as the Rush Lane. How does it work? Simple. Pay a small stake to jump into the next race. All the stakes go into the prize pool, so the more players, the more money there is to win. Once enough players join, the race is on. Races last just a couple of minutes and are fully automated. Rush Lane is driven by our unique physics-based randomness engine.